Welcome back, everybody, to more Fallout with Rampancy.net. I'm Nargajan.
And I'm Blackstar.
And I'm Leah Crow.
And I'm Jail.
Yes, and here we're going to be continuing with our Fallout experience with 76 Custom Edition.
Right.
So, Nark, take it away. You've got some special, interesting things to show us.
Well, let me replace your art with my screen for just a moment.
That's
here.
fine,
Hold on.
No.
I got no camera today.
And I think if I go into the social pad, I can look at world by looking at jail. Let's see. I can't see world settings there. That's terrible.
Apparently not.
Jail. I tell you what. Let me leave you here for a second and go back to the menu. I think you'll be able to stay in this world. I don't think this will affect you.
We hope not.
Okay.
But if so, we'll simply replace you with a Muppet.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm leaving the team. Did that dump you out of the world?
You are now the team leader.
Okay, you're team lead. That's fine.
Oh, Deca says he's on his way.
I sent him a friend
Deca
request.
the invite. Cool.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
All right,
We
so
got you, Deca.
here is what we are doing. We are doing a custom world. Now, we don't endorse doing this kind of thing. This is very much a do as we say, not as we do. Custom worlds in Fallout 76 is a paid-only feature. Only people who have Fallout first can make one. Any of their friends can join it, but only a person who has the subscription can do this. But one of the things they give you, on top of like a lot of extra loot and cosmetics and in-game currency and a bunch of other crap, is the ability to make a custom world. So in this case, what we've done is you can change a bunch of stuff so that the game plays differently. What I wanted to do was try to get something closer to Fallout 4 Survival, because that's kind of like the way I like to play, which is it's a harder difficulty, but it's not made harder just by making all the health bars longer. Enemies do more damage to you, but also you do more damage to them. So basically enemies are dangerous, but also fights are over quicker. So you can see that's what I've done in combat here. I've basically increased damage received to high, but damage dealt to very high. Infinite
So it's like
ammo.
rising tide
Nice.
raises all ships, so it's
Yeah.
not like you're affecting one, you're affecting it all.
Infinite ammo is off, but we might play with that later if we're feeling spicy. Ragdoll, we got a little increased force, so corpses will fly out a little more often than
I
normal.
love flying corpses.
Okay.
We had that bug in Destiny forever. I'm not a fan personally.
I think I have to turn this one off. It's dismemberment. It does frequent bloody mess. So basically, a thing that like makes bodies turns into goo. Like it's like old Quake and Doom style Gibbs.
Ew, yeah.
The thing I was noticing though is that when you combine the ragdoll force with the dismemberment, what happens is that like you shoot a ghoul, he turns into organs, and then the organs fly away. So it's kind of weird. So I think I'm gonna turn that part off.
Gross.
Hard difficulty, so and again, enemies are a little bit harder. Most of the opening of Fallout 76 especially is pretty easy. Some of the stuff I'm not going with. Proximity enemy. There's a thing basically would like make monsters constantly spawn around you and harass you. Turn that off because I think it's annoying.
That could be
I'm
fun.
also trying to take out a little bit of the grind and make this not quite a speed run, but more of a
all the grind. We don't
more
need
of
any
a
more grind.
survey of the game by taking out item durability. So we will not have to be doing collection of junk and scrapping of items just to maintain the equipment we already have. And I've also turned off cost for workbench crafting, but not for building. So if we want to build structures, we will need to gather materials for that. But if all we want to do is build items like guns and armor that we've learned the plans to, then we can just do that without having to loot junk to go get it.
Can we just buy it? Can we just go to the town?
There are items that you can buy, but in a lot of cases they're not as good as what you can craft yourself once you get plans. We're still going to have to get the plans either by buying them for in-game currency or looting them or getting them as a reward for doing quests and events. But
Are we gonna have to farm relic iron? Because you know we've done that for 10 years.
No,
and-
I'm really trying to reduce the farming.
Good.
for the placement of camps, I'm basically allowing high building, allowing all locations, allowing large radius because we don't have any other players on the map other than the ones we bring in, and a high budget for building. So basically, building camps is going to be easier to do than otherwise.
Now, are there any settings that are going to bring your video card to its knees?
This video card shouldn't be able to be brought to its knees by this game, given that this game came out in 2018.
Just saying,
but we'll see.
Not beyond the realm.
Is this your new one? Shout out that question. Deca is now at the vault.
Good, quick, cool. I'll jump in again. I just want to go through the menu here for the settings before we start. Weather I've set to just default because unfortunately all the other options are just for one type of weather. Like there are weird types of weather like quantum storm and rainy quantum storm and nuke and ash storm. But unfortunately you can't do what I would want, which is just like, hey, give me the rarer weather types more often. Instead, it's just pick one or default. And the default just means that like you'll get some of this stuff, you'll get clear and rainy and foggy, and some of the other stuff will just be limited to certain locations. Like you'll get nuke if somebody sets off a nuke, and I don't think you get quantum storm at all most of the space, just normal rad storms. Powered armor drain low, again, that's a grind thing. We don't want to be limited in using power armor because of a severe deficit of power cells. I've gotten really used to playing 76 with the marsupial mutation, which obviously we won't have at the beginning, so I'm raising the jump height a little bit, but I'm also increasing the action point cost for jumping, and I'm also reducing the damage for falling. We're using, I think this used to be the default carry weight in 76, which is 50. But I think they've increased it now, so using 50 is actually lower than the standard default. And I've turned on dropping additional loot. So basically, in this game, it's kind of like Destiny. There's really almost no penalty for death. You only drop junk items, like you don't drop your armor or your weapons or anything important, just stuff you're looting. I've turned it on so other stuff can drop on your corpse when you die, just to discourage people from just letting you die. And the other thing I'm turning off is fast travel. You're supposed to be able to travel between any 2 points that you've already discovered, also to go to Vault 76, also to go to your camp. I'm turning that off. As we get, if we advance into the game a bit and we've discovered more of the map, what I may do is I may turn that on and just make it an honor rule that says, hey, travel should only be allowed to and from camp locations. So in other words, if we set up a base, we should respawn at that base and travel to and from that base, but we should be traveling the map. The world in this game is beautiful. We should be looking at it and not spending time looking at a map.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that's not a limiting thing.
Right. Okay.
Where you can simply say, okay, just this, just that, just the other. It's just on or off.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna join back in here. Let's go to the game.
Deca says durability is back.
No, durability should be off.
Okay, well, I double check.
Durability.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but in this type of game, I can understand it.
Well, yeah. See, weapons had durability in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but also all you needed to do was either like pay an NPC to repair it or repair it yourself, or you could use the same weapon type to repair another same weapon type.
Right.
And then in Fallout 4, they took that out.
It's an immersion, task thing.
But they added the base building. So the point of getting scrap items in Fallout 4 is to build structures, not to repair a gun. And then in Fallout 76, you have both of them. Why am I down on this hill?
I can actually see a rainstorm out in the distance.
Surprised I don't have a button saying repair world.
All right. Okay. So where am I?
Oh, look, rocks. Now, is there a sprint heavy breathing mechanic too here? You can only run for so long.
Yes.
Fast?
So that bar there on the right there is action points. Action points you use to do things like sprinting. Why did it put me so high? It put me on the rocks above the vault when I reached.
Did somebody push you?
I did that? No, I don't think so.
Well, if Funk was in here, I'd say, oh, he pushed you up the rocks. So,
Okay.
That would
All
be
right, so-
funny.
So I did a little bit of building up here. So we have a scrap box, just so I'm not walking around with all the stuff they gave me. So I got some food, some scrap that they give you as bonus for Fallout 76, for having Fallout first. They also gave me a 10mm, which I think you guys don't have.
Woohoo!
Oh,
I know.
Because normally the idea here is that you spend a lot of time with pipe weapons. I think you guys may need to rejoin me because I don't think you're in my world, and that's probably why you guys have durability on.
Well, I think it's because you left.
Probably
I think it
may,
defaulted.
yes,
to
it may have
jail.
reverted. It may have reverted that world
Yes.
to default settings when I left.
Yep.
So it's not like a Minecraft.
That's it,
Like
I'm
these are not like Minecraft servers where you leave it running and it behaves the way you want.
Right. It
all
maintains
the
the
rest of the time.
settings. Yeah. It'll go back to whatever is on the default on your computer. So
Okay,
Oh,
so how do I
38.
get back into your game?
yeah, as Funk would say, unplayable, uninstall.
Oh, actually, well, I'll
Decus-
tell you what. In the social, it says visiting custom.
That's refreshing. Deca says, me and
Come
Jail
here,
are in the
Scribbles.
world you initially made, not your current. So, yeah, when you abandoned them,
Yeah, I would back out to the menu and rejoin me. That's the easiest way to do it.
dun, dun,
I
dun.
should be coming in any moment now. Stand by.
stand by. The Death Star will be in range in 30 minutes.
This will be a day long.
Oh, there you go.
There you are, Narc.
All right.
I've been really loving the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
oh, I just started watching the new season.
Me too.
Okay.
And it can't come quick enough.
it's actually saying you are a possible hostile, so I think I need to also add you to the team again. Hold on.
oh, thank goodness. I thought you were going to say it, so I may also need to kill you.
If Funk was here,
that
yes.
shouldn't happen.
Yay! I think we're in.
Okay. Can I
Greetings,
make
team.
let's see. Let's do an exploration team for bonus endurance.
Why do you keep having your gun pointing at me?
That's Narc's default. He points guns at everyone all the time.
Hey, this
whenever.
is one of the few games that actually lets you put your gun away.
And you never do. So what does that say?
Okay.
See? He's just whipping it up.
Yep. Well, we don't have to. So this content was not here at launch. This is one of the few games that actually lets you put your gun away. Oh, I'm hearing
Well,
And you never do.
I'm hearing the stream.
I'm
back
hearing
from
that
somewhere.
too.
Okay. Where is that?
He's just whipping it up.
Yep. Oh, we don't have. Where's that
Dang
coming
it,
from?
we're going to be fighting each other.
So this content was not
Oh,
here
we've
at
entered the
launch.
battle royale version of the game. Okay.
There was a battle royale in this game, and they took it out.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Well, yeah, actually, didn't we showcase this when it first came out? We noticed that.
We
And-
played a bit in the beta, but that mode wasn't in the game yet.
Okay, all right. So we never experienced it, but we knew it was coming, and we're not potential fans.
I think. Where is that coming from?
I was hearing
Well, see,
something
I
from
s-
jails again.
It could
Probably.
be Deck. I see that he has a microphone thing
Yeah,
on.
I think it's possible that Deca's trying to use the stream to listen to us, and that's getting piped through game chat, maybe.
Because he's the only one I see with a speaker above his name.
Yeah.
What do you think, Question? You think
I'm not sure
is
what
that
to
a setting?
do about that.
Turn off game chat.
I'm gonna mute him temporarily. We'll see if we can work that out some other time. Okay. I'm not gonna spend too much time on stuff like quests.
Just a friend here, not a threat.
At least part of the reason is that the way advancement works in this, another way they added more grind is to start all of your character attributes like strength, intelligence, and that kind of stuff. Not to give you a dice roll or give you some points to spend, but to just start you off at 1 in everything. And
I don't think the game audio is going through the vMix call.
Nope. It is not.
Could we? Because I'm not in the game. I can't hear anything.
Oh, but the problem is I can't do it just for you.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Well, here, I tell you what, put it on, because
I'll just have to fake it.
Leah would get it as well.
Oh, yay. I can hear things.
Well, yeah, doesn't Leah want to hear things?
Leah likes hearing things, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
so...
Jail won't want to hear things.
Oh, and he mute it? You can mute the vMix call.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
it should be on. It should be on now.
Yay!
God damn it.
Yeah. So the expansion that added these human NPCs back in also kind of improved the speech interface that had kind of been ruined in Fallout 4. Where like the only reason to do a speech check was to get a little more money for doing a mission, and the only choices you had were either do a mission or not, and they all assumed you'd always want to do the mission.
I don't think faces were ruined until Andromeda.
You couldn't tell people. You couldn't tell people no. The game wouldn't respect you. No. Every quest just stayed on your log until you either did it or ignored it. But this one puts in a bunch of speech options. But the speech options that are interesting are mostly based on character attributes. And at a new character, our attributes are all terrible. They're all 1. We haven't invested in anything yet. So this was kind of meant for people who had already been playing the game. And of course, without those speech options, most of the missions just end up being combat.
Wait,
Oh, wow, refreshing.
All of us are wearing glasses. I love it.
We got scammed.
Those were so... No.
Okay. So, and the framing, the framing structure for why NPCs are back is that everybody thinks there's a treasure and they think it's inside the vault and they want to get it.
Everything you needed?
And we're like, nope, sorry, the vault's locked. Yes, so here are the speech checks. Charisma check. If you have charisma of greater than 2, but my charisma is 1 because I haven't upgraded anything. So I'm probably going to fail that.
Oh, now that you mention it. I guess
Oh,
can
hey,
see
I
where this-
actually passed.
Here.
All right, so you gave us some guns. Okay, and the default quest was the Overseer was ordered by Vault-Tec to go out and secure 3 nuclear weapon silos in this region and control them, regardless of who else might be in them, including the U.S. military or the U.S. government. So we might want to know, hey, where did she go?
Maybe I did. Or maybe you should ask the thing you've got trapped inside the vault.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I certainly could, but since you decided to yank our chains, I'm gonna say no.
You're lost. Okay.
Bye.
So why don't you just show them photos of the vault and say, no, this is what's inside. It's
Oh, hey.
basically a lot of nasty people. Wow.
Yeah, that is some,
They pretty much yeet.
I want a 38 that does that.
Wow, you shoot 3 things and get up a whole level?
I was
mean-
almost up a whole level anyway.
I'm a fan of easy too, but that seems a little extreme.
Now where is my
What if
my
there were
level up?
1,000 levels? So it wouldn't be that extreme.
Oh, how many levels are in this? I thought there were only like 50 or 60 or something.
Oh no, there's no level cap now. So like you just level up
Oh,
infinitely.
wow.
So there are players who are like level
Oh, okay.
2000. I mean, it just
Well,
like
see,
Destiny.
At that point, levels become meaningless.
Yes,
then, you know? It's
exactly.
like-
They become very meaningless, and the amount of XP you need to go up more levels actually increases exponentially.
yeah, it's kind of like Destiny. The levels are meaningless.
Where is my? Where's my?
I do
level
love
up
that the
menu?
quests don't go away. That
Sort of
reminds
like
me more
my
of No Man's Sky.
Star Wars role-playing game as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There's no cap to our stat increases, but the difficulty increases exponentially, so there's a
It's a thing.
it's a thing.
Ooh,
You
can I still do this? No, I can't.
Can you
Pick
do
up
what?
bodies.
Oh,
No.
I thought it was gonna.
No,
was gonna shoot himself in the foot and then launch
thing
through
where
the
you,
air.
the thing in Fallout 4 where you used to be able to pick up random items where you were not taking them and putting them in inventory, but you were picking them up and manipulating them, which you could use to cheat by carrying a really heavy item or stack of dropped items in front of you and get away with running way past your encumbrance capacity is not a thing anymore. Oh, hey man, relax. What are you doing? Okay, so here's one of the new NPCs, and
Jeez, what?
He just came right at me.
Now, what happens if he accidentally shoots you? Do you go launching through the air?
I don't know.
No, I got shot, but I'm okay.
Can we shoot him back?
I don't want to shoot him. He seems to be pretty chill.
Yeah.
He shot you. Fair is fair.
I'm okay with that.
I'm sore all over. Building this place up.
If you think that's bad, you should see me play Cyberpunk 2077. People
We
try to
exchange
pick-
certain words, also certain bullets.
Oh, as a hunting rifle here if somebody wants it. Because I've
I'm
got
a
the
man
10
who
millimeter
believes in
pistol.
peace,
But
not war.
peace never changes.
Yeah, through superior firepower.
Peace is a lie. There is only passion.
Okay, let's hunt some humans.
Peace is not an accomplishment, but a responsibility.
And this location down here is like a sawmill. And again, in the original game, like all the other locations, totally abandoned. The only thing you get are like animals, monsters, some robots occasionally. There are a bunch of robots here cutting down trees and stuff. But now I think there are some people in it. It's kind of weird because the place is going to be really messy and dirty, and nobody will have done anything about it.
So with no power comes no responsibility.
But some places even have power. In fact, there are multiple power plants in the game.
Are we
did
going to
you-
start quoting Madam Web now that they've changed that code a little bit?
Oh my god, I wanted to. You know, I saw somebody's reaction of that. The film looks absolutely asinine. I'm wondering if MST3K is going to do something that modern.
Rift Tracks will probably hit it.
Okay, yeah, Rift Tracks would, but I didn't know if they'd be able to do it for the old school stuff, you know?
I mean, if MSC3K were to pay the license to use that movie, that would probably be more than what the movie made.
Yeah, well,
in
that's
total.
just it. Nobody wants to give them any more money at all. You know, vote with your wallet. Do not give them any cash. In fact, what's funny, the reactor that I watched who did this movie said if I knew it was going to be this bad, I wouldn't have paid the $24 to watch the film to then do the reaction to it. She literally didn't think it was worth that little.
And Narc, this
Yep.
is... I'm sorry, Blackstar. This is the structure where and there he is, the responder. This was the responder who
that just
belly
dropped
up
dead
and
in front of you?
died
Yeah.
just right in front of me.
Yeah, so what they've done with this place is that, like, it still has no roof and no wall and a lot of rubble on the floor, but now there's a bunch of people here. People standing on piles of rubble. And some of these locations, like, next to the rubble, there'll even be, like, a broom. And you're like,
Well,
man,
here's my question. Yeah, you've got a broom, you've got a floor that needs sweeping. Why is nobody sweeping the floor?
yeah.
If you're
And
gonna
also,
live and work here, why not make it livable and workable?
since this
You know
is
what
a
I mean?
friendly faction as well, they don't own any of the things that are here, so you can just freely take it. There's a stash box here, which basically means you've got, access to all your inventory.
I could clean this up in the building editor, for God's sakes. Well, if it was
Yeah.
modded, of course.
Now, okay, so does that mean you can put anything in any particular box and you can get it out of another box in another location?
Yes. So every stash box in the game is your stash box. So
Yeah,
like
see,
even if you
that-
go to
that to me
somebody
is a
else's
little-
base, it's like the magical Resident Evil trunk.
Right,
It's, it always
or
holds
Minecraft,
your
you know?
inventory.
Yeah, I think that's a little too video gamey myself, personally.
Okay.
And believe me,
now,
I like easy video games, but that's a little much.
now looking at this, what I do notice is that I am allowed to do repairs, and some items do have are damaged. Maybe the durability setting means that items don't take damage, so that our weapons should not wear out as we use them.
Just, standing here. Not fired. Yet.
What the?
Anyway.
What is she doing in here? She's supposed to be in Fallout 4.
Who?
Are they retconning this early?
Wait,
That was fast.
who's here?
June Seaver.
Who's June Seaver?
Apparently this responded, but it's like I recognize this character model, her
Oh,
attire,
yeah.
everything.
Like, there are lots of random settlers kind of all over the place doing random things, and a lot of them have very familiar faces and designs on them. And of course, this game has the most varied menagerie of monsters and enemies of anyone, simply because they put in, like, everything from all the other games, including stuff that, like, wasn't even in 3 and 4, but was only in 1 and 2, like floaters, and they put them back in.
Wow.
Or how about the, I'm trying to think, the flying nuclear bats that are just Skyrim dragons?
That was a new thing, but just like vertibirds, those are just dragons from Skyrim, which is bad for its own set of reasons.
Do we get that cool consuming its soul animation at least? Instead of it being a soul, we're consuming its radiation.
Okay.
I guess
overseas camp is is just up the road from the Wayward, right?
I do like to consume people's souls. Wait.
Sorry, did you say that out loud? Was your mic on? Hello?
Oh, no, I wasn't. Yeah.
I'll swallow your soul.
Oh, and I also have to be careful about how I move, or else my sprinting stops.
Oh, yeah. Now, can you sprint all the time, or?
Sure. Well, not all the time, as long as your AP energy is up. But
Okay. Well,
like
I thought there was a breathe slow down mechanic. You could only do it for so far, or so long.
Yeah, there is. It's
Like,
not that much relevant for pistols, but for rifles it is.
Oh, okay. I just thought there was a keyboard override that allowed him to sprint continuously. It's like, well, that's an advantage.
Cool. Have anything good?
actually, I can press X and I continuously move without any input.
Deca says, yeah, I figured out the push to talk. For some reason, it was bound to caps lock. Fallout 76 doesn't let you isolate audio inputs, so it's like all or nothing on.
Okay.
On his
can I unmute you now, Deca? Then
we can try it.
All right, I'll try it.
As long as he doesn't push the push to talk. We're gonna get copyright strikes from music he's playing. I'm waiting to hear blasting through it, Highway to Hell.
And also, I found out forever that the session where we started playing in the beta, I had actually run across a crashed plane that I desperately wanted to get back to it. I think it was like I think it had an unexploded bomb on it, and I was desperately running around the whole forest region trying to find it again, and it turns out I couldn't because it was a random encounter.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a plane that had like a sci-fi laser weapon around somewhere or something? I vaguely remember a laser with little Martians or something.
Okay, I've encountered these guys before. You basically touch them, they crumble, and they spew out radiation.
Yeah, these are like the end state of scorched people. So like the thing that happened, the reason why when the game launched there were no humans is that they've all been affected by a disease, and they're called scorched. Eventually you end up like that, which kind of looks like one of the exotic materials in the game called ultracite. What happens prior to that is these people over here. I just saw one walk around here. Yep. That guy. Scorched. So they're kind of like a hive mind zombie type thing. And unlike normal ghouls, they use weapons.
Hive mind sounds fun.
Does it?
Where are you, you minksky varmint? It's zombie season.
I'm watching Picard, and they actually kind of sold it pretty well.
Oh yeah, okay. And here's another thing that we actually did when we first saw the game. There's a cat here named Chezik.
Oh,
when the game launched, it was originally not called Chezik 2. It was called Chezik, and I don't know whether he was default dead or just that like most players coming through would kill them, and so like by the time you came through, that cat was dead, and so then I think they put back another cat into the game so that people could find a live cat. So that's why it's Chezik 2.
Can you make him a companion?
And of course, as we were talking about canon in the Fallout universe, there was a story in a previous Fallout game that suggested that cats were extinct because humans had eaten them all. And so people wanted to know, why are there cats? But I think that was a problem, I think, even in Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 has cats.
Well, they are. Humans are snackish.
He's watching out the window and licking and meowing. This is a cat.
And I can't kill it.
Oh, thank goodness. I was going to ask if you shot it.
Are you trying?
Yes, he probably did.
People kill the cats in Fallout, and I stop watching. I turn them off. That's dislike, unsubscribe. Instantly.
Oh wow.
Cat carnage.
He's going to get booted.
I'm also half dead. I've been thinking, wow, this is really easy, but I'm also half dead because I'm taking shots, and they do. These low-level enemies are doing decent damage.
Don't you have like 25 health packs or something?
I do have a lot, so
That
it's not really a problem, but
You know, my character is hungry. It's understandable why she wants to eat cats, especially if it's within lore.
which it is. That is a thing. What's Deca trading?
Insults?
Hey, pumpkins. At least they stuck to the date right. I can't smash pumpkins?
Well, that is kind of tragic.
Guess they're not a fan of the band.
Oh. Dale, find out what Deca wants to give you.
Okay, Deca. Face to accept. Oh, that's neat. I'll take everything, thank you. Nah, I'm just kidding. How exactly do I know he wants to... Let's see, Okay, now what do I do? Hold on. Let me get on Discord. I forgot to get on Discord. Sorry, Deca, give me a second. I don't know what he wants to trade with me. Maybe these black rimmed glasses? Oh no, that means he's wearing them.
I do know
Let me get on
that
Discord. I forgot to get on Discord.
a lot of people don't end up using the trading interface because one, it's not very intuitive, and two, it's actually possible to game it in such a way to get things for free and to take things from people that they don't want to trade. So a lot of people just end up like dropping the thing. They're like, here, have it. You know, like they'll drop it on the ground and be like, here, just have it.
I figured they'd be using the shooty interface, as in use gun on man.
Oh, he wants to give me canned food. Very well, I accept.
There you go. No eating cats. Eating canned food.
That's well. How do you know it's not canned food made of cats?
That would not happen. This
Are
is
you
not
sure?
Fallout, South Korea.
Oh, I didn't know they even ate cats in South Korea.
If it's Fallout North Korea.
Well, that would be
Oh, I
understandable
guess they
because
probably
they
do
are
that there,
starving
too.
up there. Nom 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 nom. Ah, that hit the spot, Deca. Thank you.
All right.
And thanks for the help.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Fast travel is disabled. I'm trying to click a location. It's like, no, you cannot do that. Good, that works. I think that's another ghoul.
Oh, it's okay, Scrooge. I won't let jail eat you.
Oh my god, I meant to hit something and it sent me right into the atomic shop.
Oh,
That is
oh
cruel
my
and
god,
unusual.
no. Well, yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Like, the game wants to sell you a lot of convenience items and cosmetics. It's very much devoted to that, unfortunately.
Ugh.
About the only one of the big draws for Fallout First is access to stuff that other people don't have, like custom worlds, but also that they just give you some of the in-game currency that is very difficult to earn other way. Excuse me, other ways. Oh, and now I'm overweight.
You just keep eating and eating.
Well, there is no fast travel, so we should burn off those calories pretty quickly.
You'd think.
Stop and do some yoga.
That said, the punishment for being overweight in this game is not nearly as bad as it is in some of the other ones. Like, for instance, in Fallout 4 survival mode, you will literally start taking damage if you continue to walk while overweight. In this game,
I like the covered bridge.
They just slow you. Oh, nice shot.
Boom.
Oh,
Thank you, good sir.
He just came out
did he
of
slide through
nowhere.
the window?
Hey, look,
He
there's a
definitely
Volvo.
flew.
That house looks like it's trailers stacked on top of each other.
That's because it is.
Probably is.
Oh.
Yeah, what happens if you shoot houses? Do they fly away too?
No, these are. I think I came into this house before. These are instances.
Okay. And this is weird to me. Like, okay, now this is an item that was not in the game at launch. It's called a donation box. It's supposed to be there basically for high-level players to draw stuff in that they don't need so that low-level players can pick them up. Problem is that this is supposed to be a custom world where only we allowed in it. And we didn't put this stuff in it, so why is there stuff in it? And I think what it is that, like, this world is actually not a custom world. It's not a server spun up just for us. It's recycled. It's the thing that basically did have other players on it earlier, but was probably empty and just had a new rule set applied to it when we joined.
Really?
So, yeah,
Wow.
so that's why you may see things in the world like Jail was saying where an NPC was dead that I hadn't killed, that he hadn't killed, that should have been alive,
Now-
and why there's
wait a minute,
items
wait a minute.
dropped in this box where none of us did that.
Can you make up a game where not connected to the internet, where it is literally on your own
No,
land?
it's not, there's no
okay.
old style run your own server like Minecraft type of thing. There's no way to have a fully actual private you control it server in this game. There's just this option, which is custom rule set. But it is, I think, a pretty recycled world.
Could it be randomly generated stuff?
I'm not sure. It might be. It may be that they seed the donation box with random items so that they're not empty. That's also possible. I don't know.
It's an electronic cow.
Yeah, this is a sentry bot that thinks it's a cow. It's called Beth.
Does it say "moo"? I say.
Okay.
that would be-
enter.
that would be a
enter
callback
as
to the first
team leader. Okay, so this is a team-only interior. Only you and your teammates can enter. Friends and strangers cannot make important story choices, and progress is saved less frequently when in a solo interior. Be sure your quest has been checkpointed before leaving. I don't know what we can do about that. You guys might want to follow me in.
Oh, you're standing inside question Deca.
Why does it keep turning the audio off? Every time I turn around, it's like the game audio has turned itself off.
My God. It's become sentient.
You don't tell me where Crane's treasure is right now.
Sweetheart, I think you must be... Honey, you picked the wrong time to get a drink.
What are you? Hey, who the hell are you?
I'm the protagonist. Well, actually, I guess I'm not the protagonist because there are three of us here. I'm going to put the gun down. You know what? The last charisma check I managed to pass, so let's give it another shot.
Outnumbered. Shit. Fine. But don't think this is the end.
Only for you, honey. No one pulls a gun on me in my bar. Mort, get out here.
Yeah? What, Duchess? Jesus! You let one of those monsters in here?
Hey, you want to see if there's a tomorrow? Then I want you to tell me where you and the rest of your numbskull crew is hiding out.
Oh.
Whoa!
What the hell was that? What happened?
Called me a monster. Alright, what? He was gonna kill us.
You know, we could have asked him some questions.
Oh.
and then killed him.
Safer this way anyway.
I suppose.
Oh, by the way, and so I'm sure.
When you're here to have a drink and play nice. I've had a gun pointed at me more than enough for one day.
I'm sorry, Narc, what was
I'm
that?
sure the jail already knows this, but the voice of Mort, the ghoul over there, who does some minor quests in this game, is Jason Mewes.
Oh, you're kidding.
Mort.
No.
I did not know that.
Exactly the introduction.
Oh, hey, some trivia you didn't know. Surprise, surprise.
Sorry about that.
Well, the only thing I know is that
Name's
who's
Duchess.
the actress who's
Something I
in
could do for you.
the first Swamp Thing, Escape from New York? No, let's see. Because she's apparently the voice of the Overseer from 76.
Yeah, she does a very good job in this one.
So you must be the one. No, I haven't seen her, but I have heard her. My people found a tape she left behind for one of her
Ah,
dwellings.
yes, Adrian Barbeau.
Across the way, though.
Well, I was gonna, Maggie from
Maybe you're the
Escape
one
from New
she
York.
left it for. I'm happy to hand it over. Just agreeing to lend us a hand and see that boy we put down.
Okay, so this is kind of trying to interleave the A and the B plot. If we come here after Wastelanders is launched and we ask about where the Overseer's gone, she tells us that, like, I'll help you with that if you do a little quest for me,
Right. Oh, side quest.
basically.
Now, here's my question. Did that guy get blown away in the middle of sentence and conversation normally throughout the game? Is that totally what it was supposed to happen? Or
Yes.
was that a weird circumstance
that
based
was
on
normal.
three people being in this?
It looked visually odd because we have the turned on of extra force on enemy death. So instead of just crumpling to the ground as a corpse because he was shot, he
shot
flew
across the
across the
street.
room. Because we added
Well,
that just for the
I
comedy.
want to applaud the game because the number one thing that you don't get in games and movies is people getting shot in the middle of a sentence. And they did that here. And if that was planned, then I
Yes,
would
it
give
was.
them a tiny golf clap because that was really cool.
Yeah, it was planned. It just looked a little unusual because instead of dying dramatically and crumpling to his knees, he flew across the room. Okay. And okay, so
I
now
love
it's clearly showing here that, like, okay, you can't do this charisma check because your charisma is too low, so I can't make this joke.
Not sure.
Well, it's funny because when Jail said the girl from Escape from New York, I'm like, wait a minute, there was only like 2 women in that. I'm like, okay, was it the girlfriend of Brain, or was it the other one that you saw like for all of 5 seconds who was hitting on Stake before she got pulled through the floor, never to be seen again? So I wasn't sure which one he was referring to.
Just want you to know.
Well, hey,
Architecture ain't exactly
this game does have Frida Wolf, who played Ryder in Mass Effect Andromeda, the female protagonist.
She the one whose
She's-
face was tired?
No,
Oh,
that
no,
was
that's
somebody else we were talking to.
And her character in this is the Scorched Female.
Right, which is
Amen.
mostly just single words. It's like not us and stuff like that. Like the Scorched aren't very chatty.
You're open for business, and then convince any punks that they did teach you.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna skip through this. Yeah, so this quest basically is like they want us to ambush some raiders by building a sign that indicates that the treasure everybody's looking for is here.
Damn. Okay. I see. New plan.
Duchess, plan's fine. I can walk them through how to build.
Yeah, so if we say like, hey, we don't know how to build items from plans, and then
Some time waiting for this headless monster thing to clear off on my last ammo hunt.
Jay will tell us.
Reading some old trading materials to pass the time, and guess what? Made some tapes on it.
Oh, Mort. Not the tapes.
You have a better option?
Not one that doesn't involve painting all my cattle. There you go, I suppose. You can talk to Mort. Of course, you're gonna need materials, but we should have enough lying around to cover you there. Get you together a little care package. Throw some rations in there, too, so you don't starve on me. And so
I do like that I can hear and see the NPCs talking to you while you're in
But I
conversation.
can spot you some workbench materials, too.
Yeah, and I don't know if they've improved this. I do know that like at some point it was a thing where like you couldn't progress a quest together. Like it would only count for one person. And I'm not sure if that's still the case here.
It is a lot to ask. Fine. I could do 75. But that's as high as I'll go.
Oh, and there's a flashback to Fallout 4, a charisma check that did nothing except getting a few extra caps.
Be good to have those dolts off our back at long last. Just make sure, once you find out where they're hiding, that their leader gets the message. The wayward gets left alone.
Yeah, so that's the point. We're...
That overseer tape. Sounds like she set up that.
Yep, okay.
Probably worth looking.
Okay, so Mort basically is the source of all the tutorials about how to build stuff in the game.
They hand you vault kitties, all this fancy equipment, and then just throw you to the wolves. Well, don't you worry that smooth little face of yours. You are in good company now, because around here, we look after one another. Now, what can I do for you?
Jason Mewes, that's actually sounding really good here.
You killed that man.
I did, and your eyes still work in case that's the reason you're bringing up the obvious. Look, the world's hard now. Better you learn that lesson real fast.
So shoot first, ask questions later. Okay.
Okay, teach me about the camp. I'm just going to skip through this.
All right, listen, I got this plan. You're gonna help me get rich. See, the folks who made it big off the gold rush, they weren't the prospectors. They were the folks that sold them their shovels. Now, I don't do shovels. What I collect...
But he does do wigs.
I can go all sorts of...
Decca's collecting everything. I'm watching everything behind Mort just disappear off the counter.
Hey, you don't need to role
Decca,
play as Leah, Decca.
Decca, you know I
Hey.
set the carry limit really low.
No, that is not funny.
All I'm asking is you give them a listen and let me know what you think.
What? I thought I was...
No,
it's
it's not.
It's the only voice I got, so yeah, that's what you're gonna hear.
If it's not funny, it's not funny. Okay.
You will? Oh, thank you. I mean, thanks. Just come back once you've taken them out for a test drive.
I think that just makes he gives me the tapes. I don't think I actually have to listen to him.
Some other time then.
Okay, and the other thing, like, what happened to you is just a tutorial on, like, what is a ghoul, which is, like, people who are affected by radiation, some of whom are from the pre-war period. Not all of them, but some of them. And, let's see. I know there's interesting stuff up here, and it's behind this door, but I don't think we can get in there yet. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Okay, there's nobody in here. That's interesting. Ah, okay, it's this door. This is the secret door. And we can't get in there yet. All right. Time to go outside.
Must have a lot of kerosene around here.
Oh, yeah, these images, some of them I think are default, and some of them are just screenshots that I've taken in the game that it put in a folder, and then they show to you over your own loading screens. So.
Interesting. And interesting structures.
Okay, this is the original encampment where it was supposed to teach you some stuff that Morty was teaching, which is like, hey, here are crafting benches, here's how they work, here's a stash box, here are some basic materials for you. Now I just need to dump enough stuff in here so that I can walk around.
What does that remind me of?
Or see, there's log.
I got a recipe. Let's read that. And a plan on how to build a sign. I don't know if we can build a sign right here or whether we need to walk further away. But I mean, there's nobody else in the world, so probably doesn't matter that much.
Nice to see the roads are still in decent shape. Nice to...
Where's the damn place to camp?
At least I can use the stash box.
Where's the damn beacon? Oh, I see it.
Oh, it also still wants me to do this stuff. It wants me to.
You know, we manufacture those, by the way.
They can bill me. So yeah, there's no way to limit the amount of or type of extraneous quest type things in this. It's like you're
Yes,
stuck with a certain amount.
like there's a lot of
no matter
stuff on
what.
the screen now. I can hide it. It doesn't really go away, but you can stop it showing up.
I was just thinking of requirements for the plot to continue, or the story, or the campaign, if you will.
Yeah, so like here I've got like here are all the side quests. Craft the weapon, craft some armor, place a camp, dailies, events. Okay, so like here's the overseer's quest and here's the build a sign quest. So I can stop displaying some of these. Some of them I think I'll do right now just to get them done with. So let's see. Make a gun.
I don't need to quest.
got a
I can
funny
quit
hat.
anytime I want.
Oh, and unlike the other games as well, unlike Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, there are leveled weapons, at least at the beginning of the game. Weapons level up from, I think, is from 1 to 50. And if you get a gun that's a higher level than you are, you're not allowed to use it.
Wow. Okay.
And you, unfortunately, in custom worlds, you can't turn that off.
This gun is too complicated for you to use.
Oh,
Right,
but it's
point
the
and click
same.
is
Like,
just
in other
too
words, like
tough.
there's a level 1 pipe revolver, which is a jury rigged gun made out of pipes, and then there's the level 5 pipe revolver, which is the same basic weapon with slightly higher stats, which you cannot use unless you're level 5.
That doesn't make any sense. Look,
No,
I can understand if there were
doesn't.
weapons, automatic, belt fed, like changeable barrels, had higher maintenance or specific parts or whatever. I could understand that. An M240 is more complicated than a Snub 38. You know what I mean? I get that. But to have the same revolver, no, this one's more complicated than the other
Yeah.
ones that
Makes
have
no
a single
sense.
trigger. Yeah, that's just silly.
That machine, there's the brown machine with the thing sticking up. It reminds me of something, and I can't quite place it.
Which?
Behind you, like in the middle,
Oh, this.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they call the camp. So like in Fallout 4, basically you could only build structures in certain designated areas that were settlements. This game allows you to build structures and items almost anywhere on your map, but you do it by kind of claiming it with this. This is kind of like the base computer in No Man's Sky. This claims territory, and you can't have overlapping territory. So like a jail can't place his here because there's a radius around this area that applies only to this camp. This camp is the overseer's camp though, so it's not a real one. But when
Oh, I see.
I
It's a-
place one, it'll be that.
Drill press, I guess, but it looks like a droid from Star Wars.
Yeah, kind of. I thought it kind of looked like an overhead projector. Okay. Which way
Oh,
are
wow.
we gonna want to walk from here?
Or overhead projectors.
Let's go this
I
way
hate
until it
those
lets me
things.
place a camp, and then we'll build a sign. We don't need to spend too much time on this silly quest.
Those always used to put me to sleep in high school.
Really? I used to
Oh,
love
yeah,
drawing
that
things on them that
soft
aren't supposed to be
whirring,
there.
Droning noise.
Oh, well, loud fans and whatnot, that was kind of a thing. I always hated being in a room at the desk right next to where the exhaust vent was when they had to put those on. And, oh yeah, it used to dry out my eyes, something awful, and it was terribly distracting. So, but of course, the teacher has to put it in a particular place and you have to be in a particular seat, so it's not all the time. But still, it was disruptive. But yeah, no, I loved overhead projectors. You go and you start drawing on things and hoping that the teacher doesn't notice. And of course, everyone behind you is laughing their asses off because they can see it. But the teacher's too busy teaching the lesson, looking at the class, not looking at the board. Those were great.
Oh, I never had that happen.
Oh no, those were a lot of fun.
Nice.
The real fun trick was because all the laminated sheets are usually like they would have to take them off and put them in order as the lesson was going on. They would just add layers, you know, like the way we do digitally with PowerPoint these days. So if you before a class, before the teacher noticed, if you could get a Sharpie and start drawing on the layers a bunch of different things, you could have a lot of fun with that. We tortured many a teacher with that.
Our teachers just tended to sit next to the projector drawing on them the whole class. So.
Oh really? Oh, see,
Yeah.
I think I've broken the game already.
Oh, nice! I was wondering if we could start a clock to see how long it would take. Okay, so we're barely an hour in.
Yeah, so this item, which is part of this thing, they're supposed to give you a tape. So they've given me a holotape called broadcast tape, and I'm supposed to be able to put it in this thing, but I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any prompt to load it into this item.
That generator's running rich. Wow.
Let me try.
Well, better than lean.
I guess, yeah.
Well, you don't want an air fuel bomb. Oh, Deca says so. You can cook anything for free.
Yes. We've turned off the cost for workbench construction. I don't know why. This is powered, but I cannot interact with it. Oh, no. Okay, no. See, this is the same mistake I made when this quest was first added to the game. I assumed
you haven't learned a thing.
No, I haven't learned a thing. I thought that the radio transmitter was built into the sign itself. It's
well, that would
not.
make sense, but
what it wants you to do is go to this tower over here on the map and use that to broadcast the message, telling people to come to where the sign is. So we actually have to walk to the radio station,
where we will immediately get ambushed.
That's helpful.
And am I able to level up yet? Why am I not able to level?
I'm back, good sir.
Okay, we're going to put the tape into the radio station to do this silly quest.
I like the Ghostbusters goggles are included.
Oh, and it wants me to build some armor, so I'll do that real quick on the way by. Any interesting hats?
Hats?
Sidekick mask, Raider mask, Nomad hat. Oh yeah, the Ranger armor helmet. Graduation cap.
I like the purple mask.
I like the purple mask too, the Manta Man mask, yeah. So that's like probably a Hubris Comics character.
Hey, nice shades.
Oh, it's been a dog.
Okay.
Reward.
Okay, so I've made only this active. So this is the only objective on the map now. And it's this way. Which I think it's up that hill, if I remember correctly.
Is this representative of any real area?
This is West Virginia. In fact, Bethesda pretty dedicated to the idea of doing a lot of real world research for all the locations they put in the game, which is one reason why they've kind of stayed away from the West Coast locations and stayed close to their offices. So, the first game was DC, which is just down the street from Bethesda. Is this guy dead or is this a sleeping NPC? Nope, scavenger trader is just sleeping. We don't need to murder people.
Does that mean we get to play my old Virginia home?
No,
They already
but
did their own
but
cover for it.
Country Roads was what they used as a promo for the game, was a cover.
I
of
was
Country
wondering,
Roads.
yeah.
Yeah, they did.
It looks flatter than I remember West Virginia being when I went through.
Well, it's had a couple nukes.
Well,
At least.
True.
what they did do here is that this area on the map here, from this area all the way up to the middle, is a mountain range that is not entirely impassable, but is impassable. Is passable only in a few of its areas, like for instance right there. So like the flow of the game for newbies starts out in this relative safe area, the forest here, and then goes down into the ash heap, and then goes over into the divide, and then goes up to the top of the divide, and then over to the mire, and then from the mire down to the cranberry bog. And the only area that's kind of left out is this northern area here, which is kind of like irradiated swampland. And it's just kind of, it's mostly optional. There's content in it now, but like the main missions don't make you go there.
I went down to Virginia. Yeah, Deca says, Pup Boy Narc to level up like 4. Is that a response to something you were talking about?
Oh, yeah, so there it is. I kept waiting for like, where's the prompt to level up? Because
Yeah,
I
where's the
haven't been
prompt
able
for
to
the
spend
upgrade?
any of my levels up. Okay, yeah.
Oh, you gotta look.
Perk cards. So Fallout 4 first added the idea of like perks as cards instead of the way Fallout 3 and New Vegas did it. And then this kind of expanded on it.
Well, the only downside is that you don't actually get to keep the gum.
That's targeting limbs. I usually like that. So basically, every point that you start out with one level in each of the primary special stats. Cards cost points to deploy, and they're tied to one of those things. So for instance, this, which basically gives bonus XP when you're in a team, is keyed to having at least 1 point in charisma. This one, which was like, hey, I want to be able to target limbs using like VATS, and that is keyed to perception. This one is Pack Rat, so this one basically says like, hey, you have to be level 7 to use this, so you can't use it yet, but I can get 10% extra punching damage.
Deca says you do get to keep the gum. It's a consumable. I meant in real life.
Yeah, gum in the game, I forget when they added that, but gum in the game basically like forestalls the increase of hunger and thirst.
Oh, that's cool. I really need charisma. Okay, so
But I just
climbing
find
cheats. Can you get over mountains? Because I remember before that there was some structural
It's
limitations.
not Skyrim, but again, if you get certain mutations, you can get extremely increased jump height that will
Well, you
let
mentioned
you kind
that.
of scale.
Yeah, you
rock
mentioned
walls.
the marsupial thing, and I'm like, okay, does that
Yeah.
allow you to leap tall mountains in a single bound?
But I
want that mutation.
it is great. It is just great. Like there are so many fights that you can trivialize just by being able to jump on top of a building. It's great.
Well, that's what I
love
mean.
it.
It's like, can you simply grab a sniper rifle in a mountain and call it a day?
And I love the Protectron design, which is basically just stolen
yeah.
from Robbie the Robot. But they're
come on,
great.
it's totally
They're
Robbie.
there. It's
Yeah.
just such a super design. And I just find this game on the whole very meditative. I mean, like a lot of it is spent, walking around, looting things, crafting things, and then combat is exciting when it happens, but it's not happening all the damn time. And Fallout 4 Survival turns its respawn, like enemies do respawn, but it turns the respawn rate down real low. The respawn rate in this is also pretty slow. So like if we go walk back to the vault, like those zombies that we killed, they're not coming back. They come back because new players join the game or because you leave a server and come back. Deca is now T-posing, so bugs like this are still in the game after all this long. He's like basically
It just
like
works
doing
perfectly.
yeah, it just works. Thank you, Todd.
It just works perfectly.
Yeah, this is because he was jumping, and so the game still thinks he hasn't finished jumping, so it thinks he's in the midair. Is this
I
robot
like
going to
those
be
kind of
hostile?
bugs.
Yeah, okay, that robot's gone crazy, so it's going to be hostile to us. It's not a big deal.
Oh, it didn't fly away.
I shot it.
Yeah, but the extra physics should have made that go flying, but it didn't, which is interesting.
Maybe robots don't.
Robots don't fly.
Too
Well, I
much
only
inertia.
had one
Wolves do,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, there you go.
Oh.
That's how it's done.
Well, this is not going to work because we're on top of a hill, and when they fall down, we're not going to be able to loot them immediately. Well, unless one of their other body parts happens.
This was the state of the responder organization when the game launched. Everybody's dead. The whole Scorched thing, like there was this whole thing where a bunch of factions were here trying to recover after the apocalypse, and they were all fighting each other. And then the Scorched came along and killed basically everybody. And then like the last ditch effort was like the Brotherhood got a nuke and tried to nuke where the Scorched were coming from, and that's when the Scorched Beast Queen, this big radioactive bat, comes out and attacks everybody. And it's like, oh. But then the game wants you to do that again. Like the end game activity, the equivalent of a Destiny raid in this is you break into a silo, you launch a nuke at one of those places so that boss enemy comes out and fights you so that you can get end game crafting materials from the resulting explosion. And it's kind of neat because like, although a Destiny raid, like basically like only the 6 people who go into the raid participate in the raid and get the raid rewards. People outside might see the results, like they may change things in the overworld that other players notice, but you don't participate. In this case, what happens is that like the raid part of the raid is the fight where you go in to launch the nuke. But the fight against the Scorch Beast takes place on the surface, and anybody can join that fight. Like they might be under-leveled for it, or they might not have the right weapons, but it happens in the shared world space, and so anybody can participate.
There he goes.
Oh, cultists. Okay, was not expecting cultists. Legendary cultist.
Cultists.
Yeah, there's a cryptid that, there's like a mythical creature in the West Virginia area called the Mothman, and so naturally there's a cult to him.
Sounds like goodness.
Yeah, and that's down in this area. There's the Mothman Museum, which is a real place in West Virginia.
Oh.
Okay, let's load this tape in. Load holotape. Broadcast tape. Activate transmitter.
Message uploaded. Initiating broadcast pulse. Attention, all consumers. New business established. Please seek out Crane Treasure Hunting Incorporated to exchange goods and services. Initiate tagline. Follow the sign to fortune. Broadcast complete.
Okay, so now we're telling everybody, hey, that treasure everybody's looking for, we've got it. And that will lure in the raiders who've been harassing the people at the Wayward Bar. Funny. It's funny how the system's overlay, because it's telling me then, oh, you can't fast travel. You're over encumbered. And I'm like, that's not the reason why I can't fast travel. I can't fast travel because we turned it off. But it looks like the error message checks for encumbrance first and checks for custom server rules afterwards.
Well, also, I mean, wouldn't they have to have a particular notification change, like for every circumstance where that status would be adjusted, and they just didn't want to bother?
It also indicates that like this starts out being a regular world and only has our custom rules put on it afterwards.
Right.
How overweight am I? Need to check. 59 out of 50. What am I carrying too much of? Let's drink some. Anybody need any mines?
I am good.
Yours, mine's, and ours. You were having a lot of fun using them last time, so.
That's true.
Now, is it just me, or are there a lot less random enemies floating around, or did you eliminate that when you said that you didn't want them constantly spawning?
Well, partially what happens is that, like, if you've cleaned out some enemies out of an area, new players coming into a zone will cause them to spawn because what they don't
But
want
you
is
have no new players.
Yeah, they don't want other players coming into an area and not being able to fight enemies because there aren't any. Destiny solves that problem by having enemies respawn constantly. If you go to a public, patrol area in Destiny, these fights never end. Enemies are constantly being dropped off. You can stand in a position and wait for a drop ship to show up, and it will throw down some enemies, and you can kill them all before they even hit the ground. And then, a new ship will fly in immediately to bring a new group. So there's always, but it also means that, like, nobody ever makes any progress. This, whatever this war is that's been going on in Destiny, it never goes anywhere. It never affects any of the public zones. There's always still the same number of enemies around. Can I survive this? I did set fall damage to low. Didn't I? Yeah.
Well, I made it without a hitch.
We're all good. We're all good. It's fine.
I just remember not to run off of cliffs.
Oh, now, bad guy.
Yeah, there's a agricultural facility near here where all the robots have kind of gone off the deep end.
Little nuts and
and it's a repeating event. So, like, you can fix them, but then they go.
Now, you can't build a hand glider or anything, right? You can't go climbing up these mountains and then, like, fly down to another part of the valley, can you?
No, there's no vehicles. In fact, that's pretty consistent across the Fallout games, except Fallout 1 and 2, where that does have some cars, but they're basically just a metaphor for fast travel. Like, cars are used for fast travel. Go from this spot on the map to another spot on the map. I got to drop stuff. This is crazy. This item cannot be dropped. Oh, okay. Cannot be credit. No, okay. Jeez, guys. All right, fine.
Small creek.
I don't want to drink the vodka. Let's drop the. I don't need that weapon.
Oh, why does the water have to be radioactive?
Okay, 50. Just barely got there. Part of the reason why the carrying capacity is so low is because it's there's a modifier on it for strength. But all of us have stats that are like 1 or 2. Who you got there, Joe?
Oh,
Anybody
just talking
important?
to a trader. Nothing of interest.
Okay. All right, so by the time we make it back to the camp with the sign, there should be some raider there who's like, hey, I heard you have a treasure. I love the little car here that kind of looks like a, what was it, like a, not a Renault Robin, but there's another car that's like a one-seater like that. What's the car that
It
was
was like
in
a
Brazil?
Reliant Robin?
PLP 50.
Oh, that's neat.
Don't you
Wish
remember
they
the
made more cars like
PLP
that.
50?
There he is.
Like the smallest car in the world.
Treasure hunt.
I actually do own a one-seater car.
Really?
I got him in my
Yes.
sights if he gives you trouble, Narc.
Which
It's
one?
a Westward Go 4 Interceptor.
Hmm.
It's a Canadian-built police vehicle with 3 wheels. But, like, not...
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's okay. Narc, do you remember the guy in town who would be running around like the meter maid who was tagging all the cars and whatnot uptown
Yep.
with the chalk lines and
Yep.
writing tickets and things like that? It looks like that vehicle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sort of
Alright.
a more angular one than the usual ones, but yeah.
Okay.
Now, is that converted electric, or does that still run on gas, or does it still work, or?
It runs on gas. No, it doesn't currently run, unfortunately.
Needs some work.
Yeah, it needs some work. You get up to 60, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
It was freaking terrifying to drive at 60.
with
but
those wheels, what are those, 9 inches? 10 maybe?
13. Those are
13.
13
Wow.
inch rims.
Are they air filled or solid rubber?
They are actual tires, yes. Actually, mine has it's got its 13 swapped out for some more modern,
Robust?
low profile, wider tires.
Let me guess. You change the rims, you got an air ride system, a couple coilovers, gotta do
Not
double
that-
wishbone.
Just the better tires, and I disabled the governor, which is how I got it up to 60.
I was wondering.
Yeah, normally they're not supposed to go over the 45.
Okay, well, we got another bug.
Oh,
He's got no head.
He's got no head.
Well, does he need one?
Zombies.
I guess not. So the first guy actually wasn't one of the people we were looking for. It was just another person interested in the treasure. These guys are the raider gang that we were looking for, which are free radicals, but this guy doesn't have a...
Hey, is
guy
he
doesn't
holding
have a head.
Lucille?
See, just like I try to go in and say, like, this game's improved a lot. They got rid of a lot of the problems in it since they launched in 2018. It's now,
No,
it's
they
like
didn't.
6 years old. It's like, nope. Raider walking around without a head.
Yep. Deca says headless raider.
Thought you were some kind of fish shot.
Well,
So, rumor is you've got information our boss.
Well, he's got to head him where I'm looking
oh, so
at.
jail sees him with the head.
Well, thank
Okay,
goodness we
success.
can't, because it's funnier on our stream.
I can't even
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
him.
Good.
Well, I don't
You wanna
think you're
talk to
allowed to
him?
shoot him in a conversation, probably.
Yeah, that'd be rude.
Oh, that's just rude.
Hold on a second here.
Is this some sort of subjective reality with like sort of quantum superpositioning going on where he has a
Yes,
head?
he exists,
doesn't
and
have a
yet
head?
he doesn't exist as long as you observe him.
I tell you what. Tell me where your hideout is.
You what? Sure. Fine. We took over the old West Virginia Lumber Company in the Northwest. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Well, you still have a head to... Wait a minute.
So are we following them or?
We don't need to follow them. They put that puts the location on the map. Let me
Wow,
just
they actually
make a stash
have an
box so I
interceptor
can
website, I think, called
dump my
10wheel.com. This I gotta see. Oh, no, it's just a car site or whatnot. Okay, yeah, apparently they had one of the interceptors. Somebody had photos of the engine bay. So I was looking and I wanted to see what this thing looked like. He goes, as seen on 10wheel.com. It's like, wait a minute, they got a site for this? And he goes, no, apparently it's just an auction
Yeah,
or
it's
a car
got like
site.
a 4-cylinder mid-engine.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it looks like golf cart. It's very quaint. Now, what year is yours? Is it the 2007, 2009?
It's 2002.
Oh, wow. Even earlier. Okay. 2002. Let's go.
That's the one before the LED headlights.
Ah, see, you missed that. Now, can you change the
Yeah.
bulb? Does the housing have an option to change the bulb to an LEDs? 'Cause-
It's a completely different, and I kind of regret, actually. Yeah, I regret getting the earlier model.
See, because I swear, one of the coolest mods that I did for my car and everything was doing a complete LED swap. I did
I
tail
put
lights,
LEDs in
reverse
all the-
lights,
yeah.
front lights, brake lights. In fact, no, the only brake lights were the only thing I didn't because those are the only things that were original stock LEDs. But the interior cabin, the ambient lighting, door lighting, overhead lighting, vanity mirror lighting, all of it. Once you change it to LEDs, it looks like a brand new car. It's absolutely a game changer. And it cost me all of like $13 for the interior and all the other bulbs and the rears. And I think the front headlights, were the most expensive.
Yeah, well,
because I also had to
headlights
change
are
out the
specials,
lamps because they were old. I didn't want to bother trying to recondition them. I just swapped them for
The lights
new.
require geometry.
Yeah. But yeah, looking at things, I'm looking at the old ones. It's like, yeah, it's too bad. You might be able to change the bulbs. Somebody might have a conversion housing for it. Depends on the type.
I don't have like the really older ones with the nice, sealed beams. I have one of the sort of mid older ones where it's got the 90s looking kind of things.
Is it the one that has kind of like, it looks like it got eyes with like the square smiley face with the yellow turn signals underneath them, or is it part of like the whole straight bar that looks like part of the bumper?
Yeah, it's the one that looks like it's part of the bumper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you might be able to change those. Because they have a bunch of them. Some are square, some are round, some are rectangular.
Maybe I'm not describing the right one.
Well, I'm looking at all the options for the model. 2002 Westward Go 4 Interceptor. Google Images got a boatload, but they're all kinds of variations.
Why don't we take our break before we move to the next step of this, which is going to bring us kind of up north? Because basically to do this thing, we've got to all the way up to this lumber factory. So this basically forces us to explore more of the relatively safe area of the forest where the low level enemies are and where, again, we don't need to worry about it because it's not a public server, but you're not allowed to nuke this part of them. You can, once you take control of a nuclear silo, you can bomb lots of places on the map, and there are reasons to bomb certain parts of the map. But this area is supposed to be for newbies. You can't nuke it here. But we're going to be going to the edge of that because basically this is the upper left edge of the map, this corner here. You can go into some of this area here, but basically you cannot cross the river and you can't go further than like this part of the mountains right where there's nothing above that.
Bummer. Well, unplayable, must uninstall. So,
right. Okay. So,
oh boy.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Well, just in time. We're about to take a break.
No problem. Yep.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, welcome. You're watching the Rampancy.net playthrough of Fallout 76 Custom Edition. We're going to be taking a short break and be right back after this.
exhalation of air through nostrils. Comforting moo.
Overseer's log, south of Vault 76. I knew this wasn't going to be the Appalachia I remembered, but... mutated animals? Haywire bots? No people so far. We have to be ready to rebuild in... what I can confirm is... hostile territory. Fortunately, Vault Tech was prepared. You see this? The cooking station, the stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my own advice by not taking it with me. But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it. If it's still standing, the town of Flatwoods is further down this road. Find me there. This is the Overseer, signing off. Overseer's log, or should I say, direct communication. Because whoever is listening to this had the moxie to try to find out where I've gone. But I'm glad you did. Truth is, I need your help. I've been given a task and I've decided to break protocol and tell you what it is. Because if there's one thing I've learned in these past few years, it's that we need to rely on each other. There were 3 active nuclear silos in Appalachia before the bombs fell. They blew up the world before. We can't let it happen again. So we've got to locate and secure all of the silos. Or die trying. Hopefully the former. But it's been 25 years. I just don't know what we're gonna find out there. Or where to start. My directive was to go to the nearest population center and assess the situation. I'll set up a camp on the way once I get my bearings. Find me there.
injection of air through nostrils.
Okay, we're back. I think we're back. Yes, we should be back now.
Some of us might be dead.
Okay.
So
More or less.
if you missed the break with the cow computer was running around, I'm surprised they didn't call that guy Gateway. They decided to call him Bessie instead, but you know.
That would have been great.
That would have been a missed opportunity tie-in, you know. I mean, the marketing guys could have really jumped on that one.
Oh, we had like a Gateway 286.
Oh man, it was a guy I used to talk about computers when riding into the train to Boston and whatnot. I was trying to convince him to go Macintosh, but he ended up getting a Gateway. It's like, oh, cow computers, cool.
Okay.
He's not going to have problems. So
there are some different ways we could go about getting where we need to go next.
Minus the fast travel.
We can go back up the road by the lumber mill and follow that around to this point along the river and then go up. We could go up the major highway here, kind of up the middle of the map, and take a left and end up pretty much the same place. Or if
traffic this time of day is terrible.
If we wanted extra time, we could actually go down past Flatwoods here, take a right, and then go all the way up here. But that'd be long. So what do you guys want
wrong
first?
Direction.
The lumber mill road or the highway?
I say the lumberyard.
Let's take the highway.
No,
Highway.
I'm gonna do
All right,
the lumberyard.
Decca, do you have a vote? Hey, Wolfon's in the chat. Hey, Wolfon.
Hey, what's up? This is not Claris.
I'm waiting to see if Decca gives us a hint in the chat. I assume he's still in the chat.
He could be. He might not be back from break, so he may be tooling around somewhere. I don't know. Have you seen his body move?
He is still standing here.
Yeah, I have a feling he may be stepped away.
Hey, Decca. Yes for lumber mill, no for highway.
I think he's AFK.
Dang.
It could be.
Yeah, if he was moving. See, to be honest, I thought he was controlling the cow robot.
Yeah, we want to know whether we're going to take Route 59 or Route 88.
He says, I think you should head Flatwoods way. There's a hollow there from the Overseer.
Okay, that's the long way. That's basically we go down this way,
okay.
and then.
So we've got one vote for each.
And then, we got one vote for each. Who wants to be a tiebreaker?
Yeah,
Leah?
Well, yeah, Leah, you want to vote? Actually, she's still here?
Dang it.
I think she stepped out. So, all right, Narc, roll a 20-sided die.
Oh, no, Leah's there. I hear Leah.
What are the choices?
The choices were we go directly north up the middle of the map on Route 59 on a major highway up to that area. We go back the way we came to get here up this road that goes by the lumber mill, which is Route 88. Or we could actually go down this way and then turn right and loop around the coast road here, Route 81.
Past the river.
So far, we've got one vote for each.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So you get
So
the
we need a
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
So highway, lumber mill, or river road.
Shoots.
Highway.
First of all, who voted for the lumber mill?
I did.
Okay. If that was not a choice, which one would you do, Blackstar?
Highway.
Okay, I would probably go the highway simply because of the length of time. Because the river road is really long.
The highway then.
Okay, then we will do the highway.
Is there a thing that people have against trees?
And by the way,
Well,
this
we had a thing against trees, so we would
the
definitely
game
go to the lumber
not
mill.
only has a full weather system, but it also has time of day. So for instance, right now the sun's going down.
Yeah, well, see, this is something I remember talking about. Hey, what would you like to have in the Halo with the Destiny games?
Yeah.
It's like, this.
Yeah, and night doesn't get really dark because they want people to be able to do gameplay. For Fallout 4, there are mods you can get that make nights dark. Okay, so we got some ghouls and some Scorched fighting each other at the donut shop.
Ooh, gunplay.
Showdown at the donut shop. There's something about that that's...
Little eerie.
And awesome.
Oof. I know somebody used to work at a donut shop.
You get freebies.
I think there's somebody on the roof, too.
Not even
Or
coffee?
right there next to me. Ow!
Yeah. Take that.
See if there's anybody left on the roof before we leave.
How many bullets you got left? Because that's one thing we haven't talked about is ammo.
I think, again, this is a Fallout first thing because I've got like 600 bullets for the 10 millimeters, so I'm all
Okay,
set.
well, never mind.
Okay.
That's practically infinite ammo because you talked about putting infinite ammo on later.
Yeah, I thought by the time that enemies have a lot of health and so like it taking a long time to kill them, then I thought, okay, maybe we'll need infinite ammo just so we don't have because spending time crafting ammo, like that's a drag. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that's
it's
what I mean.
getting
Is like
ridiculous at that
there's
point.
so many levels of tedium.
Yeah, we need to
Wolfram says
turn
Clara says they're
some of those
bot cow.
levels of tedium off. You know,
Yeah.
some of them
want
can be
easy
interesting
mode.
challenges, and some of them are just nonsense. And I
Well-
kind of think ammo crafting is leaning towards that.
Well, yeah. Well, see, again, people vary levels of immersion and they interpret difficulty and challenge in a different way, and basically put themselves in the real world of this and say, hey, would you be able to survive? Would you be able to make your own ammo, clean your own water?
What is that? I don't know. That may be
Fix
Arcos
your own
Pharma.
radiation
I'm not sure what
burns.
that is.
Trespassers will be eaten.
I always like that sign that goes, if you can read this, you're within range.
I do love that the first thing, I don't think we did it. I don't know if it was on stream or not, but like when the game launched, we had Funkmon in with us. Like the very first thing he did was like the first car we found, he shot at it, it blew up and it killed him. Like, that was like the very first thing he did. And he was like, I didn't think that could happen. Oh, all right. That's
I think
problematic.
he knew. See, I think he was lying. I think he knew that was going to happen, and that's why he did it.
Maybe.
He has played the previous games, right?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, he's
Which
a fan.
means he should have
Then he
been
knew.
aware
He
that, like,
absolutely
I mean,
knew.
even non-exploding cars in Fallout 4 are dangerous, for Christ's sake.
He was doing it for the lols.
What was that super
There we
mutant doing
go.
here? Really should
Hyundai
not have been here.
Antics, that's what the engine's from.
Is that another one? All right. Oh, mole rats!
And a raider. Not even a named raider, just raider.
Oh, wow. All right, I am almost dead. That's novel.
Oh, gonna be game over soon. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. How long is he going to last?
Now, there is because this is multiplayer, there is a revive mechanic. So, like, if somebody has a
is there?
stim pack, they can revive you. Otherwise, you have to pick a place to respawn. And I was hoping that we would do an honor roll where it's like, you can't just respawn where you died. You'd have to either go back to a base or to the vault or something, just so there'd be some incentive for us to not be so reckless as to not care that we die. Anything good on the bus, Deca?
Gotta love a bus.
Oop.
Only if it's magic.
I forgot to talk to Duchess before we left. Darn it.
Is there a Hawaiian dancer in the glove compartment?
Oh, you know what?
I was hoping to see Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem.
Oh, more mole rats. Okay.
Wilfred says trespassers will be invited in for tea. Pooh versus Book of Eli.
Also, I just
Wheels
realized
on
we
that
can't
quest
actually
don't
do
look
this
like
quest
they-
because I didn't talk to Duchess.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't?
No,
Why
I
didn't
didn't.
you?
I went in, I was going to do it, and then I was like, oh, let's do it before we go back. Darn it.
Now, okay, so this is a moment I would fast travel if you just need to go
Yes,
back and talk to Duchess.
But I disabled it.
I know. So re-enable it, do the thing, and then disable
No,
it
I
again.
can't. I don't think I can't change world settings while you're in the world.
Oh no, you. Okay, see, this is what I was afraid of. You were gonna like
Fair
get a
enough.
coin,
Fair
drop
enough.
the wrong
maybe,
thing.
Maybe we should make it on a rule for fast travel, like
Yes.
leave it on, but
Yes.
not use it.
I knew there was gonna be emergency of this, where you're simply gonna be retreading your steps again.
What? Where'd everybody go?
We're
Wow,
not listening.
There were people worrying about whether their iPhone's camera was going to get burned out by the solar eclipse. Not if you don't point it at it, dummies.
Oh, I've now leveled up far enough that we can engage in PvP. Oh, boy, okay.
Boy. Wow, the game's realized that. It's decided to send an army.
I guess.
Wow, and he's already getting flanked.
I was leveling up and I've lost you guys on radar.
Oh, careful. Wait, is friendly fire on?
Yes, actually, it is.
Oh, geez, Narc almost blew your head off, dude. Better be careful there. Tex is a little free with his bullets. He's used to playing Destiny, man. Stay away.
Yeah, fair. Exactly. That was one of the things I appreciated most about Destiny's design was the deliberate lack of friendly
Can you
fire.
imagine the griefing? Can you imagine
Yep.
what Funk would have been like? I mean, trust me, he found ways to grief you. He found ways to launch you off of cliffs inside Sparrows. Imagine if he didn't even have to. And he'd just go out and shoot you in the head.
Now,
He
I
would have
wonder why
never
those...
gotten anywhere in that game.
I think those enemies may have respawned there because of the level up. Because
Oh,
normally that
really?
doesn't
It's
happen.
not
Like
just new people
normally
in
in this game, you can't just turn around, walk past the same stretch of road, and get a whole
run by
bunch of
respawns.
enemies
I hated
respawn.
that.
Like that doesn't happen.
Dude, I cannot tell you how disappointed I was when that was exactly the case when we first played Destiny.
Yeah.
Where we killed some people, I felt accomplished, I ran back to the place we
and
just
then-
did it, and they
they're
were
all
there,
there
again.
again.
And I'm like, wow, thank you for taking away the struggle for the past 10 minutes I had on killing these guys.
You don't look too worse.
Duchess, bring me your finest flannel. I'm headed to the West Virginia lumber.
To the lumberyard.
Good to know. Then that's where their boss will be. You need to...
Wait, West Virginia lumber? That is not right. You misheard them for sure.
And that's of concern. Why, exactly?
Was wandering up that way not too far back. The lumber company? That place was overrun with a bunch of those big green bastards. Mutants. You've seen those Frankensteins. If this gang was able to clean those things out of the mill, Duchess, these guys might be tougher than advertised.
You got any recommendations on how you'd proceed?
Well, I wouldn't go in guns blazing, unless you got some big guns. Could try and luck your
To
way.
go blazing.
Maybe see if they want to talk to you. But there was this family I ran into up that way that I'm sure has had to deal with them already. There was also this, let's say, special scrapper who was making some pretty bold claims about his knowledge of the mill. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Did you guys go into the Wayward?
Yes, because in order to do the quest we were doing, I had to talk to Duchess,
Yeah.
and we hadn't done it.
Narc forgot to talk to Duchess to do the quest, so he literally jumped the gun.
But if they are, found him living in the stall. Guy kept claiming he knew the best way to. But listen, probably have a better chance.
Oh,
of shot
Ball's
what he
playing
learned
Microsoft Flight
with someone who
Simulator.
still has an inside. Well, that's a good thing, because that's all I've got. If you haven't already explored up that way, the fastest route back would be via Vault 76 and trekking north from there. And take care of yourself, all right?
I'll try. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten into DCS
All
yet. Deca says, I can hear Narc cutting Mort off.
So I'm putting everything I've got into charisma, so If you want me
Okay.
to talk to anyone, boom.
Well, here's my question. If
think
you guys are
only
starting
team
things in the
leader
same game,
Stats count
can-
for that? All right.
well, I'd be
Aw.
more curious as to whether you get credit or you get the challenge or you get the continuation of it if somebody else starts it in the same game, let alone leaves that game. You know what I mean?
Okay, so PvP in the game is turned off until level 5, and then you have the option to choose something, which is, hey, you can have allies, there's no PvP damage. You can have another setting where it's what the community calls a slap fight, which is like you can shoot people, but it doesn't do full damage until both players have each fired on the other. So like you can't trick people into fighting you by just shooting them. You won't be doing enough damage to kill them. The game doesn't
but you can
consider
tick
it
them off.
PvP. Yeah, you can take them off, but it doesn't consider PvP to be on until you return fire.
Let's see. Okay, Deca says, yeah, nothing but perhaps levels stuck from custom games. Okay, so yeah, I was curious as to how the quests progress if somebody else in your party starts it or they happen to leave or depart or get dropped or whatever. Do you still get credit? I mean, does the whole team get credit for this or is it individual based on interactions? Because you didn't talk to her before and it didn't even start.
Right, yeah, and it didn't put the thing on the map. So now when I look at the map,
Okay.
it basically says like
So does Deca and Jail
here's
get credit for that?
Here's the farm where you may want to talk to them about these raiders. Here's the fairground with that other guy you might want to talk to about those raiders. And here are the raiders. Jail, what does it show on your map? What does your quest log look like?
Yeah, do they sync up, Jail?
Checking standby.
Looks like no. Looking at your map.
Okay, see, so that answered my question. So Jail would have to do exactly the same stuff that you're doing, even if you're in the same instance. Yeah, Deca says we do not. So yeah, it doesn't sync up. So yeah, that's something in Destiny I always found annoying. Because a lot of times those quests or extras or things that you had to do, if you didn't have them all synced up or doing
Jail
the same thing, you didn't get
under
credit.
data for main quest. What do you have listed there?
Let's see. Cancel expeditions, place marker, photo modes.
No,
in and out,
in the
move.
Pip-Boy. In the Pip-Boy in the data
Oh.
tab, not the map.
That's right. Main daily side.
Okay, so you didn't finish Wayward Souls.
Oh, I'll be
See?
back.
I knew
Yeah.
this was going to happen.
I'm surprised it doesn't continuously
So
update that for all of us.
Do that before we leave again.
See? I'm glad I checked. I'm literally glad I asked. Because you guys, all you would be doing is retreading back and forth, and with no fast travel, that would really stink.
Yeah.
Kate Kuro's in the chat. Hi, Kuro. Kuro says, yeah, I only know Fallout 76 through the anguished howls of gamers, so I'm ready to be appalled or impressed. Either way. Just got to the stream late, sorry.
Yeah, okay, so now Jail is getting the raider attack that we already saw when I
We
went
already
in.
saw. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Kuro, be prepared for a little bit of both, as in we've already seen that like quest progress doesn't sync up in a really intuitive way, and at least one NPC in the game we've seen came without a head. So, you know, there's that.
Headless, that's a feature.
It's only a feature in Pathways into Darkness.
Only if he was a headless monk. So do we get to see him blow him away again mid-conversation?
Too late, and it happened right when I was talking to Duchess,
Oh.
so I only
see,
saw
so
the
you missed
bullet
it.
go through.
Yeah, and I think, Jail, I think your game's not sending us any sound now.
Oh,
Aw, dang. Let's see. Okay, checking standby.
Kuro's like, then a smorgasbord, then wonderful. Oh yeah, it's always that way here at Arnet. So
Capture.
sadly, yeah, that just means that if we go to do any of these quests, we've got to make sure that everybody has a chance to do the exact same thing at the same time.
But I honestly think the way it's always worked though is that like the team leader is the only one who gets quest progress when you go into an interior.
Well, see, that's how I would think so. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, but if other people are trying to team up and accomplish the same things,
You know, now that you mention it, I'm not hearing any audio either in my
Oh.
game.
Oh, so your game has lost sound.
Oops.
Not just the stream has lost your game sound.
Yes, let me see if I can figure this out. Okay.
Are you in Europe? Do you need an adapter?
No.
Well, you were changing sound settings before with Mumble. Could that be it? Was device switching involved?
Stand by. Let me figure this out.
Hmm.
I did change. Well, let's see. I just don't know why I
Curtis
just won't be able to hear the game.
Oh, well, that'll definitely be annoying. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to identify where bad guys are if they start shooting you.
Let me get this quest done first, and you guys go ahead and I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Kate Kuro says, yeah, Deca, I don't know the base game at all. That's okay, Kuro. I'm going in blind, neither do I. Except for the aforementioned howls. So I'm really not going to get what the mod is changing up. Well, we've changed a bunch of different things. Sadly, the one thing Narc should have kept on, he took off, which was fast travel. And if you want the litany, Narc went over the entire specs of how he configured this. But the one cool thing is when you shoot things, they go flying off into the distance into the sky, which is terribly funny to look at.
That it is, yes.
Yeah. I was hoping for like headshots with confetti and people cheering like birthday party, but
confetti is an option actually. I can have confetti instead. Yeah.
Oh, turn it on.
That's an option instead of bloody mess. So instead of gore, you can have confetti.
I would want birthday party mod like with
I wondered if that was going a little too silly, but we can absolutely do that.
I would love silly with this. This game's begging to be silly. In fact, I was curious whether or not I'd be able to get through the TV show without really pulling an MST3K on them.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, like Fallout is at least in part sometimes very silly. So, you know, they might make it a little silly.
Well, see, I wasn't sure if it was one of those things where people like going in hard and gritty and dark and, like it was made by Christopher Nolan, or if they want to have fun with it.
It's a bit of both is the thing.
It's weird.
And some people really object. Like Fallout 2 is kind of controversial because of all the fourth wall breaking humor in it. Like the stuff I was saying, like crashed Galileo shuttle, Austin Powers quotes,
right. Well, see, that's one of the charms of Farscape, which I loved, which is the only Earthling saying all these Earth jokes to aliens that have no idea what the F he's talking about. He sounds like a crazy person. But as the audience watching, we totally get all the jokes.
How you doing, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, Carl says, yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and watch the stream from the beginning later. Yeah, no, you definitely did. It's got a couple of cool moments. Jail seems intent.
Any progress there, Joe? Maybe he can't hear us.
Deca says he's rebooting the game.
Yeah, he's relaunching it.
It's a feature.
Keep thinking of Picard's Admiral emblem when I see that logo.
Well, I was just curious whether his tweaking with audio before when we were trying to get that echo out of Mumble, whether that had just messed up something with his computer sound at all, where it wasn't going through the device anymore. So now that we have this lovely moment, so yeah, out of all the Fallout games, 76 is your favorite, Nart?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
no? Vegas?
No, Vegas is the favorite of a lot of people. I still have a real soft spot for Fallout 3.
Really?
Okay. Because of the setting and for lots of other reasons.
Well, yeah, is that the one that does Boston?
No, that's Fallout 4.
That's 4, okay.
Which adds a bunch of stuff to the game, like all the building and most of the crafting is in that one, and I really like those gameplay elements. The story can be pretty engaging, but kind of only if you choose certain routes. Like Fallout 3 doesn't have any routes or choices in its story. You can't choose what side you want in a conflict. There's no way to, there's no way to really fundamentally change the outcome of that plot.
Right.
Vegas, you can by choosing what side you're on and what allies you're going to have, although you still mostly are ending up in a battle at the end of the game. Fallout 4 has more choice, but I would say the problem is that like the choices between the factions aren't as legitimate because they don't all equally give you a good reason to join them.
Now, I'm always seeing you with power armor. Does that mean that you like their faction better, or do you have a favorite faction? I don't know if we talked about that.
In some of the games, like in Fallout 3, the power armor is very tightly associated with the Brotherhood, and access to it is gated through dealing with them.
Right,
you
and
need
that's why I thought
training
you'd
to
pick them.
operate power armor. But in 76 and even in Fallout 4, power armor is just a thing in the world. You get access to it very early. The only gating on it basically is you need to fuel it with a new kind of ammunition. You have these power cores that you need in order to use the armor, and without that, it doesn't work. How you doing, Jail?
I'm back.
Okay. I still don't seem to be getting any game audio from you. Are we just going to give up on it, or?
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the case. I don't know why it's
no
suddenly
problem.
decided not to do it.
We won't bother with it. Okay, all right. So let's go back to marching up the highway.
Now, here's the funny thing. It wouldn't have been great if we had gone through all the way down that river road.
Oh, and I need to re-invite Jail to.
Yeah, you need to re-invite him because he's showing up as a bad guy.
He's showing up as red. Yeah.
If we had gone through that entire river road, that entire length, the long way, and then realized you had to come back and talk to what's her face.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad I mentioned it.
I have soft spots for Fallout 3 and 4. 4 for a lot of its mechanics and stuff. Survival mode, I think, is great. I wish there was a way to play all the games with that kind of gameplay.
See, now that would be tough, especially running into... Now, can you save scum it, though? Because running into those instant kills where you got to start from scratch would
saving
be...
in survival mode is only done when you have access to a bed, a real bed that you either rent in like a motel or a hotel or other settlement, or that you build yourself. Yeah. And if you die aside from that, then, well,
Yeah, life
too
sucks.
bad.
And that's it. Yeah. See, that to me, I think could be terribly frustrating, especially if you get to a point in video games, which can't happen often, where you've just hit a ceiling, either a performance ceiling or a bad guy ceiling or a difficulty, a challenge ceiling, where literally you're just like stuck. But every time that you fail to succeed and die horribly, you've got to literally start from scratch. I don't know where I could find that enjoyable after one or two attempts.
Oh, and by the way, notice that like that place where the enemies respawned as I was leveling up, they did not happen again. Like, so we didn't get
it
those
didn't.
enemies
Oh,
again.
okay. See, I was afraid getting jailing again in and out would have
Oh,
caused
it looks like
a
some of these
respawn.
have.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I wonder if increasing the difficulty changes the spawn rate, because there was no setting specifically for spawn rate. Jail, you coming?
I'm over encumbered
Oh no!
Oh no!
by Wonder Glue.
Can't you just drop stuff at the camp that I left back there?
No, I'm being lazy.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Can you use a wheelbarrow like a skateboard?
Oh, Deca's shooting at something. I don't know what it is.
What is he leveled up at? What is his level?
He's at 6. He was a little higher. He was 5 when he came in.
Oh, he
So
was.
he was already
Okay, see,
higher level than us.
I was wondering if he's just going, enjoying his game and doing his thing and killing stuff left and right, leveling up and whatnot, all while we're running around yakking, doing bar conversations over and over again.
All right. Right with you guys. And it looks like you two are merged?
You.
As one does.
It's not that kind of game.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, Elias. So,
Oh,
I mean,
Jail,
don't get me wrong. I like
Jail
Deca and everything.
sees
but
Deca and
just don't
I
think of
in
it
the
that way.
same in the same physical place. I do not, because I've walked way past where that is, but it's likely that that is not what Jail and Deck are seeing.
Okay, kids, avert your eyes. Think of the
I'm
children.
like, I see those guys way over there. I'm not anywhere near that place where they are
We're gonna
standing.
get demonetized.
Keep walking up the road, guys. I'm not actually there.
And no heavy breathing. You can't be enjoying this.
Okay, so now Jail sees me where I really am, or at least my nameplate on the road ahead of him.
That was... Oh, now Question Becca apparently is where he should be. And you're moving. This is a good sign.
Oh, okay, and now some dogs just spawned right in front of Deca.
Wow. Wait a minute. Does it change when you go to like different load zones or something? Could that be it?
It is possible. It is possible that's what's happening there is that it spawned an enemy there so that when Deca came into this area, there was something for him to fight instead of nothing. All right,
exactly.
Well, I see you guys moving now, so maybe we're back in sync here, hopefully.
Wish, hope, and pray.
Hope is a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm. Usually gets you killed.
Okay.
All right, every time I hear somebody running and jumping and stuff like that, all I can think about is something Funk would be doing. He's trying to speed run.
Oh, now I'm overpowered.
Picked up one thing. I knew that the weight thing was going to be a problem. It's like,
rifles
oh,
are
damn,
heavy.
I picked up a
Rifles
leaf.
are heavy. So this thing weighs 6 pounds, and that put me 2 over. So I'm just gonna have to pick what of these I want to drop. Drop the revolver. I've already dismantled a bunch of those.
Wait, don't you want to get that up to level 5 revolver?
Yeah, the only reason to do that now, given that I've turned off durability, is that the ability to craft and modify guns is based on collecting a lot of the guns to scrap, to break down. That's where you get access to the modifications. Okay, we don't need to do the lighthouse now. I don't think there's any reason to do that. There's a public event that happens up there, but I don't think we have access to those at this level. I don't think they spawn on the map until we're higher level.
It's a weird place for a lighthouse.
It is, but it's also a real life location in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Did the water just go away?
Here, what happens there is there's an event where if you shoot a bunch of lightning bugs and collect the juice, and you put it in the lighthouse, the Mothman will show up and gives you a character buff.
To be honest, I was hoping for like a little green Ruton or something, or a little TARDIS in the background or something.
Do I have to look through? That's got to be the one.
They put a bunch of scavengers here that are supposed to be looting things, although some of them are just in front of things like this car, where like this car is not a container. There's nothing to loot. Like they're never going to get
What is she waving her hands around?
Don't know. In some cases, they're around like
the Mothman from the
foot lockers or toolboxes, where like usually there's like a locked container. It's just there to kind of let you know that like there's some potentially some loot there. Okay,
it looks like she's trying to polish a hood that's 3 feet from her hands, and it just looks weird.
This is a junkyard that is a possible workshop you can claim, which is kind of like what a settlement was in Fallout 4, but not exactly.
Now, usually I hate to say it, but in this dystopian wasteland, this junkyard looks just like everywhere else.
Fair.
Just saying. It's like, how can you tell? It literally looks like every street we've been walking down for the past X amount of hours.
Yeah. This was an activity where basically if you kill the enemies that are here, you can take this over. It gives you the ability to build structures and items here, and it will usually extract resources that you can use for other building. But it also enabled PvP in the sense that it allows people to come here and attack your structures to try to take this workshop from you, and then it was kill you. It's an area where they could kill you within the zone of the workshop.
Oh, is this one you could set the auto turret on to guard so you could go away and not have to worry about it?
Yeah, you could. We could basically, like, if we take this over, we get access to the workshop. We can build defenses, fences, walls, traps, turrets, all kinds of stuff, and they will defend the workshop against both, NPC enemies like monsters, ghouls, scorched, super mutants, but also other players.
Ooh.
If those other players attempt to attack it or attempt to open a container or anything like that. We're not gonna mess with that now. Okay, what happened to you guys?
I don't know, but they better not. I guess this is another instance of people were here, but now they're dead.
Now,
well,
wait a
actually,
minute. Was that money I saw there? What possible use is that?
Old world money is a scrap item. It's basically fabric. So like you can end up
cotton.
making your own clothes. Yeah, basically it's cotton fiber. You break
All
it
right,
down.
I was gonna ask because I'm like, what possible monetary system would they have here?
Yeah.
Although again, trade and barter.
Games that take place later in the timeline, like Fallout New Vegas, or even I think Fallout 2, like the NCR does have its own currency that it issues. It's not just the bottle caps.
Well, I was going to ask because the caps has been a thing in
this
Fallout,
this
right?
game does attempt to try to canonically explain the whole bottle caps thing, by basically saying that what was going on is that like one of the companies that makes robots was doing a cross promotion with Nuka-Cola, and so that's why they had a bunch of robots that were set up that would dispense things in exchange for the bottle caps as a way of promoting people to buy the cola. And so that's why there are a bunch of robots everywhere that think bottle caps are money.
Gotcha. I thought maybe it was a cross-promotional real-world thing like Halo with Mountain Dew and Doritos.
No, they've never. They have made some merch, some swag that's like branded Nuka-Cola. I think Jail didn't they actually sell some cola product from somebody?
If they
like
did,
in
Jail
bottles?
has
Yes,
it.
they did. Yeah, and they're going to do it again for the new series.
Oh, are they?
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured they would kind of like dig out the coffers and say, "Hey, what can we hawk now? The show's coming out."
When Fallout 4 was being released, Target had some exclusive soda that was following it, but when I went to go there to buy them, they said, "Oh, we broke all of the shipments that came in."
Really?
I was like, I totally believe you.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the staffers they grab some of their own and hid it so they could use it later.
I love this because this is actually making me walk along the map and go to places that like I haven't visited in years just because there was no reason to. Like when you can fast travel anywhere you want on the map, there's no reason.
It's like, why bother? Right.
To go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I get the idea of being more immersed in it.
But
I've always
a lot
been
of
an
these
immersion
places
person.
become important because the locations have things like this power armor station, which you can use to scrap
unique stuff.
weapons. So this is a place where I can basically turn the heavy things I've picked up like guns and scrap them into junk, which is much lighter. And because this is a new character who doesn't know how to make anything, I'm learning crafting recipes pretty much every single gun I break down, which is useful.
The one thing I do actually like about SWTOR is the sort of taxi system they have. It's a good way of doing fast travel.
Do they have stoplights?
No.
Dang it.
Quick, get all the Okay, we get some aluminum.
Now the only thing this doesn't have is that
Aluminium.
I don't see a stash box, so I can break down some of the heavy items I have into junk, which is lighter, but I can't store it because there's no box. I'd have to bring the camp here to do that.
Can you
but I
just
think
build
I'm not-
another box?
Yeah, I'm not that overweight, and I don't want to. I mean, like you could literally move your camp every 10 meters down the road if you wanted to. The restriction is just caps. I don't want to do that though. And there isn't any way in the custom
Not at this
rules of
early
stopping it.
stage.
But yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not worth it. So yeah,
Have you
speaking
come
of
across
junkyard,
any jet yet?
Cars. We've seen lots of cars. The bus, various road equipment.
You
I
mean
haven't seen a
like
pl-
Jet the
Oh,
Rock?
Wait,
No,
there was the jet.
No,
there was
Jet the drug.
There was the jet airplane overhead
What is this?
that was
Hello,
hanging
fellow
up
scavenger.
that we passed.
Around a desk fan.
I love it. We're engaged in two entirely senseless random activities. We're asking about a desk fan when there's no desk fan in evidence. And we're also tightening a random bolt on a bus with a wrench.
Clean up this. Fix
How
that.
does a bus turn with two front wheel axles? Is it
I don't know.
what?
Hey, a bowling
Decca's
ball.
shooting somebody over there.
Well, the same way that any
kickball?
four-wheel steer car works is that, you know, they're independent and they also can rotate.
I tell you, she's
Oh,
missing
okay,
out on
I
a lot of
guess-
scavenge.
Oh, okay.
You get the idea that they needed to put that many wheels on it because the weight of this thing is probably just massive. and rather than just by going the big, gigantic, chunky wheels and everything, they just put many smaller ones. So more weight
makes sense.
distribution.
Like that giant Russian plane.
I just watched the behind the scenes of Fallout series, and I saw that there was a 737 wreckage in a neighborhood, and I was like, immersion broken.
How can you watch the making of before the show even comes out? That just seems like
But they put
When
a
it comes-
clip,
ruining it.
they put a clip on YouTube the other day.
they put everything on.
Oh, it looks like Deca was
Well,
killing
here's-
some robots.
Here's the thing about these behind the scenes for high profile shows like this, they don't even tell you anything anyways. It's just
Well, no,
an extended
it's an
preview of actors
advertisement.
saying,
Yeah.
we're
See-
great, we're wonderful.
Right. Come see it. It's awesome. Yeah, it's an advertisement. Sadly, back in the day when you had behind the scenes with handhelds and you know, special film footage and stuff like that, those were ones interested in showing you production secrets and interviews with people and, you know, giving more of a showcase of what went into the work and the effort that was taken for the project. Nowadays, it's just another venue for advertising. They show you a couple clips, they show you some highlights, they may talk with a star saying how awesome it is, you got to check this thing out. Yeah, it's about as meaningful as any other talk show as somebody selling a book, TV show, or movie. 'Cause that's what
Well,
they're
that's
there
what-
for.
Yeah, if you watch a lot of the bonus materials on the Lucasfilm DVDs and Blu-rays before they were bought up by Disney, it is a stark difference to how they treat
totally.
the behind the scenes versus
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Temple of
They
Doom,
see it
yeah,
as marketing
there's-
opportunities as opposed to actual informative documentary type stuff.
Well, the thing is, these special features that are marketing the film, we've already bought it. We're
Well, see,
watching
that's just
it
it.
on the thing.
That's where the
Why are you
logic
selling me a
breaks,
film
you know?
that I already have.
Yeah, because sadly, all those things were made and produced before the release of it, and they simply tag them in there to give the illusion of more content for your money. That's what it is. It's not actually providing any greater value. It's not giving you any more information you didn't see. And more than likely, if you were exposed to it, you've seen it before you either saw it in the theaters or you've already seen it before you bought the material and you already have it anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, like Arrow and Criterion, they'll actually list special features as EPK, electronic press kits.
Right.
That are
yeah,
for
exactly.
marketing, if it's
ads.
that.
It's marketing. It's ads. That's all it is. And that's why it is funny because, you know, as an early film and TV show maker, a friend of mine always asks, hey, don't you love those kind of things? And I'm like, no, because a lot of those are either A, ads, or B, they break immersion. And I like accepting the fantasy and the world that people are creating as the fantasy in the world they're creating.
Guys, I want to cut left and leave the road here. We've already left the major highway anyway, but the first optional conversation, which is to go to the farm, is kind of straight west from here, Anchor Farm. So I'm going to start heading that way. So we'll be able to hit both optionals.
Malfunctioning. We missed the malfunctioning guard robots.
Oh yeah, that's okay. That is that's an optional thing, and like most of the things in this game that you can miss, repeat. So
well,
you can't really miss them.
Probably not, but I have a feeling he wanted to see them.
Okay, so I'm taking a left off the road here into the forest.
And he was never seen or heard from again.
And I don't think there's a trail or a path that leads this way, so we're just gonna have to go through the woods.
Grandma's house.
Grandma's basically the overseer.
Now, how do you like the ambient music? Do you find it repetitive at all? Is it totally immersive? Is it
I
something
really
you swap
like
out?
The soundtrack to this game. I'll listen to it by itself, honestly.
That good, huh?
Yeah, and I just find it very meditative that you get long scenes of this with the music and the walking, and then just a little bit of combat. You know,
it's like, to me, it's like tonally, it's like listening to the ambient, eloquent, lovely trekking through the forest, and then sporadic gunshots as you're being wounded. It just, there's a juxtaposition there. I'm not sure it would be good.
Okay, you should have sound now, Beck. I reset.
Oh, you
OBS
got your
and
sound
it
back?
looks like it's.
Let's see.
Oh, was it an OBS?
Yep. I got sound back. What you shooting at?
Nothing. That was a test to see if you can hear me.
Oh, all
Can you
right.
hear me? Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy's trying to get copper out of this rock with a shovel. I'm not sure that's how mining works, sir. But you know, you do you, I guess.
It sounds like it's working.
Oh, hey, bees.
Oh, don't make the bees attack. You'll get them mad.
Save yourself.
The world needs bees.
That's true, actually.
Oh no, my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
Now, here's a question. Can
God,
you
we saved
potentially
you.
be allergic?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, well, see, I'd just be curious if in your character design
they
or
can
in certain
harm you.
buffs that you have, could you accidentally give yourself an allergy to where these circumstances and these situations would actually be more harrowing?
Fire in the hole!
You're
supposed to say that before.
you throw them. He throws
Hey,
a
I got
Molotov
honey.
cocktail and then says, "Oh my god, that's awesome."
Okay.
I didn't. Well, that wasn't me either. That was Deca.
Oh, was it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to give you credit for being
Okay.
funny.
Back to the walking.
Decca's channeling Funkmon. Oh my god. That cracked me up.
And listening to classical music is certainly fun in this scenario.
Now, out of all the soundtracks, do you have a fave as well that's the same as 3, or you find that
they're
there's some other
differing
music
moods.
that's better?
Like three is the harshest. It's the most oppressive and depressing because the setting kind of is, and the music is
like a
very
Christopher Nolan
aggressive
movie.
about that. And then we get a little bit lighter as we get into Fallout 4, and then even lighter when you get to this one.
Really?
Fallout 4 is a lot more ceremonial, I think.
So, do you think it works more in its lighter faction or in the darker, grittier?
I think it's just appropriate for that. Wow, I have okay. You mentioned about like, are we going to push my graphics card? It's like, well, something's going on here with the lighting, and
okay.
I'm not really
All right.
sure
See, I
what.
wasn't sure. Now,
That's
is this
not
the new one?
supposed to be happening. This is the new one.
Which one's this?
This is the 6800 XT.
Okay, so You were getting some dips there.
Well, it's not. No, it's not dips. It's the smearing. It's like the
really?
reflections to this are not working correctly. If you look at this, it may be harder to see on the stream, but basically, like,
well, yeah, it's of such a level, it's all kind of flowing together anyway. So
yeah, and there have been some problems with reflections, in the game. Okay, we should be approaching the farm soon.
watch out for Kevin.
Watch out for snakes.
You know, snakes are one thing I think are not in the game at all. I don't think there are any snakes.
Really?
I mean, there are some lizard type things, but no actual snake.
No giant anacondas eating deers.
Yeah, so the random encounter I ran into was like this. It was like a plane like this that was crashed and had like a bomb on it, and you had to like either disarm it or not try to disarm it.
Now, if you left it alone, would it blow up on its own?
Excuse me, I'm kind of busy.
No, you're busy. Okay, you're not anybody to talk to then.
Doing what?
This
like you've
plane
got
is in
plans.
This plane is in far better shape than the bomber was in New Vegas. I bet they could get this thing to fly.
The question is, where would you go and why would you want to get there?
Anywhere but here.
Right, but everywhere looks like here.
There's a
That's what
survival
happens when you
mod
nuke the planet.
for New Vegas that actually takes that crashed plane and says like you have to escape from the wasteland and this is how you do it. You have to like repair the thing and fuel it and get out. I forget what the name of it is. Is it Dust that does that or it's another one? I'm not sure.
That's a good question. I'd have to look that one up. But see, the thing is, the more likelihood is you're going to run across people that would kill you for the plane the moment you land.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well, I would say
this
well,
guy's
I know
saying
who
like
knows how to make jet fuel.
we're full up here. Why don't you go somewhere else? And we're like, hey, but we hear you may know something about the gang.
West Virginia, no, don't know anything about them. Now, I'd like you to leave.
Uncooperative. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, and this is what I was saying before about optional content, people expecting you to be leveled up. So, like, there are 3 ways of using attributes: perception, charisma, and strength to get information from this character about what we're doing. I can't do any of them.
Right. Well, Jail's maxing out
3+.
charisma. Would he have better luck?
Maybe, but if he doesn't have the quest active, then that won't show up for him.
I'd just be curious.
Wow, these settlers are so paranoid of me, but they let their kids roam outside with me for free.
Oh, yeah. I mean, none of these NPCs are doing anything normal people would be doing.
Hello, sir.
You trying to get rid of me?
Are you guys new to the area? Then lock the door.
Trying to let you know your treasure.
Our locking technology is light years ahead of the competition.
Treasure.
Fine, I'm leaving. Bye, Daniel. Ugh.
Daniel's no fun to play with.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a
Neither one of
violent
us.
man.
Neither one of us got anywhere with him.
But you see,
Wait, somebody shoot him? What happened?
I try to, but the thing is, how can you be violent if nothing you do hurts anyone?
Oh yeah, there's that.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can't hurt him either. I think quest
there.
NPCs like that, but that wasn't even like he couldn't die. That was like the bullet didn't hit, like nothing. It didn't do anything to him.
He didn't even react to it.
No,
Usually
no.
NPCs react to gunfire.
Do they have a stash box here?
Give us all your money.
No. Caps.
Thought Appalachia was gonna be better than back east.
See, he flew here, and now he wants to fly back.
Yeah, and everyone here is pretty much acknowledging they are new because, well, they're new NPCs. People started coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, in the launch game, this was empty. I don't remember if this is a settlement or not. It might have been a place that you could that it was a workshop location, so that you could gain access to the equipment and have a place to plant crops and make food for yourself and stuff like that. And instead they put NPCs here. All right, well, it looks like we're not getting anywhere with this NPCs, so let's
Port to the place. Got it. Where's Deca when you need him?
let's go to Route 90 and take a right.
I'm waiting for him to Molotov cocktail the place.
Oh, hey! According to, let's see. Ella Yuri, you can choose to play a female character and romance a female NPC in the Wastelanders update.
Ooh. Really?
Must find.
Ow, gross.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
we
no,
played.
not gross.
A wasteland is not a romantic setting.
Oh,
The
well,
heck
in
it
that
isn't.
sense, okay.
Hey, I try not to kink shame, but yeah.
How the heck else are we going to rebuild civilization if we decide to put our species on a halt?
I think let's not. Civilization had its shot and it ruined it. There's no reason to put anybody through that again.
I disagree.
The planet will get along just fine without us. Give another species a chance. Dinosaurs had their shot. Rock from outer space took care of that.
Stealth boy.
We had our shot. We nuked ourselves into oblivion. Let's give somebody else a chance.
Hey, we could coexist. They can keep the ocean.
I don't know if dolphins are really the ones you want to inherit the earth. They're kind of nasty.
Yeah, they're kind of teenage jerks.
Kind of rapey.
Yeah.
Actually, if it wasn't for the sad fact that octopuses only live a year, they would be the smartest creatures ever.
Oh yeah, total cuttlefish. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have the squids take over.
I mean, I saw a video of a slug that stays in the sand. It absorbs and spits out the sand it eats, and that thing can live for 150 years. And I'm like, you
Sir,
totally
are we
robbed.
making an ecological argument for Cthulhu here?
No, I'm making.
What they say the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long, and if you're a squid, you
Look at
can't
that
even light
film.
one candle because you're underwater. So
well, they
Look at
still
that
go
film,
on
My
land.
Friend the Squid. You'll know what I'm talking about. Those suckers are so friendly.
Yeah, I would think smaller scale than Cthulhu. I mean, you know.
Cthulhu isn't even a squid.
No, he's just squid faced.
Exactly. There's a difference. I mean, I got a nose. That doesn't mean people are going to start calling me a dog.
Well, you are what you eat, so.
I don't eat dog.
In this wasteland game, you absolutely do.
what about a horse?
And
Actually,
cats.
dog is one of the most reliable sources of food in this game. If you're concerned about that, there was a fast
Told ya.
travel point where if you go there, it almost always spawned dogs in, and
Well, guess what, Black Star? I've
never
played all the
partook?
Fallout
What?
games, and I have yet to eat dog meat.
really, that's ridiculous.
On both
because
counts.
Dog meat's great.
It's a little more common, at least, than certain
Okay,
things.
In
so we
fact,
got the
there's
racetrack
accounts.
and the fairground, and if I remember, there's basically a drug-addled idiot hanging out on the roof of the one of the buildings in the fairground, and he's the one who's got ideas about the raiders. But he's
Boom.
also
Headshot.
he's also
Yeah.
crazy.
Ancient Hawaiians had a specific breed of dog for meat.
Is anybody in this game well adjusted? I mean, can we honestly
Very
say
few.
that? I'd be surprised.
We are well adjusted. Look at the progress we're making.
We're shooting everything that moves. That's not the same. No, there've actually been accounts of crewmen who survived. What was it? The Endurance? That Arctic.
The Antarctica?
Yeah, that crashed where the entire crew survived. And they unfortunately got stuck to the point where they had to eat their dog sled team. And when asked the guys after they consumed it, they said, I can't believe it. That is the best thing I ever ate. So
Well, you were
Well,
starving.
I mean, yeah, when you're starving,
just-
anything
just
you eat
from a-
might be the best thing you ever ate. I mean,
just from a connoisseur
Well,
and taste standpoint, he said, "Oh my God, that is literally the best thing I've ever ate." No, dog meat is actually supposed to be very good.
Speaking from experience, this is not necessarily true about Yeah, I've yeah, oh god.
I'm not eating dogs.
We eat everything. I don't see what the problem is.
I'm not eating dogs.
Abandon your primitive ideas of morality.
There are definitely some things I've eaten when in starving conditions that were not the best things I ate.
Well, what about,
yeah.
horse? Okay, here's where I'm really missing marsupial because I used to be able to get up there like real easy. I could get up there from anywhere. I didn't have to. It didn't even matter where I jumped from. And now I'm like, no, you've got to use the actual path.
I thought horse was supposed to be pretty good if prepared correctly.
It is.
If you can keep
Yeah.
your head
I
while
would
those
love
around you
to
can't,
try
the
it.
world is yours.
Military grade circuit
Kangaroo.
board. Yes, please.
Not to mention the fact that if
And
you have
Mentos.
cats or dogs, that's what you're feeding them with meat. It's horse meat. So, you know.
Okay, Leibowitz, what's your deal? Or you won't talk to me for some reason.
He's just gonna sit here playing with his toys.
I don't know, maybe he's kind of he's having a rough time there.
There we go.
Oh,
Not one of those creeps. But you here to rob me? Well, joke's on you. Don't get nothing.
No, I was gonna shoot you.
I heard you're able to run everyone out of West Virginia lumber. How'd you do that?
Talk to the well-done guy, huh? Well, yeah, I got a little trick up my sleeve. Could kill them all if I wanted. But I'm not just giving it away. You gotta get me something.
If I remember correctly, what he has is a stealth boy, but I already picked one up on the way here, and it's of questionable use anyway.
Government issue astral transporter. Snagged it on my way out of the lab. Takes your physical form and drops it right into the astral plane. Makes you nearly invisible. Makes it a whole lot easier to take photos.
Yeah, it's a stealth boy. I already got one. I don't need this guy's.
He says he's already got one.
If you've already got this, if you wanted me to give you a thing so that you give me the stealth boy, why don't you just use the stealth boy and go get the thing?
Makes you invisible, not agile. I can't run so good since I escaped from the government.
What government? There's literally no government.
None.
What did you want anyway?
Fly's got a big nest in it. Bring me an egg? I'll give you what I got.
Oh, he wants a deathclaw egg.
Something nasty enough that I don't want to do it? Up to you, though.
Do we want to do this?
No.
Yeah, strength 8 to convince him to just give it to me without doing that.
The locals out there.
Can we just shoot him and take it?
I don't know. Yeah, okay, so like right over here, there's a deathclaw nest, and you can get in and grab the egg and get out without.
Yeah, at what level though?
Without getting it. Do we want to bother with that?
Deca says Mike gotten away from the Enclave, so
could be, but that's a lot. Like the Enclave. Well, the live human population of the Enclave that we know of in this period is on the West Coast. The Enclave is here, but mostly just in the format of the computer that's in the basement bunker of the White Spring Hotel, which we'll get to later.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. All right, I want to run just next door to the racetrack because I want to take the workshop so that I can build a box to dump some crap in.
I said I already got one. Oh yes, it's very nice.
We might as well grab the deathclaw egg. I mean, you know.
I mean,
We haven't run into anything that's really dangerous.
Well, the
so we
question
might
is,
as well.
Can
We might as
we
well try.
do that in 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's not that far.
Okay. Well, considering last time we went an hour, actually over an hour.
Yeah, we
over
don't.
our
Yeah, we don't
normal
need to
time.
do that.
I was hoping not, but you know,
I gotta bake cookies for the eclipse trip.
I gotta order dinner.
right.
Ooh, legendary! We got a priest.
Whoop.
I wish I were.
Wait. Why is there a legendary cultist?
Oh,
They're a cult. They do things by their own rules.
he's worked very hard to be a legendary cultist. Deca said,
I'm
yeah,
sure
they
he
had
has.
science teams in some areas, all dead now though. So no more science teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only active member of the Enclave in this game is the computer. This High Priest pack. Exterminate. Okay, so I got a 10mm weapon with an anti-bug perk on it.
Ooh.
So bonus damage against insects and mirelurks. That's not terrible. Not great. It's not terrible. Claimed. Can be claimed with enemies nearby. Okay, so there's still something to kill here, guys. So let's fan out and look for it. I think there are enemies either up in the booth or behind the stadium. Is usually
I'll
where
get
they
help.
are. No, he's already dead.
I'm a cultist now.
What? Oh, to your right.
Oh, you can join them?
No, I can wear their clothes.
Oh.
He can
Sorry.
play dress up. Owie? What was that?
I've been in a full few. Those.
Somebody leave the radio on?
Yep. It's good to shut them off too because they will play copyrighted music.
Yeah, they'll attract things, right?
No, they'll play copyrighted music. They attract YouTube.
Well, yeah.
They attract the YouTube monetization bot. That's what they do.
Isn't there a perk for that?
Cool.
Now,
Mr.
why did
Handy
you
Model.
grab the? Why did you grab the typewriter if you were so worried about being?
Because the whole point of coming
over-encumbered?
here
Because
is to
that's
build.
gotta weigh
this-
a ton.
Yes, it does. But there is useful scrap parts, and what the point of us being here is to be able to build a workbench to scrap stuff. So I'll be able to get rid of that weight and store it very shortly, just before we go and try to get a Deathclaw egg.
The typewriters in this game look kind of like mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here we go. Spend 25 caps to own this workshop.
Little miniature blue ones.
Now, after we leave this, it will get
Oh,
attacked,
scrambles don't-
and the game kind of expects you to come back and defend it, but because we've got fast travel off, that's really not going to be a thing we're doing.
No. Now, I assume we can't take this with us.
No.
So, is this going to be our home base?
No, but you can have more than one base.
Yeah, but do we want to make a workbench for every single one?
You have reached level 5.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Okay.
Charisma, baby.
Ye the envy of other major looters.
Okay, so now I'm going to scrap all the junk. I'm going to scrap all the weapons I don't need.
Now, make sure you don't nail something that you don't want to, lose. Because a lot of times in these inventory management games, you get click happy and
Yes.
suddenly it's like, oh, I just
yeah.
got by the rear thing. I'm never going to get again. Oh,
Yep.
game over.
Yep. Oh, and I learned a plan too. Let's look for that.
You remember when
How do you
Destiny had
table?
that before they put in the safety for deleting things?
Yep.
You remember?
Oh, yeah.
Many a screaming YouTuber's like, no! That one rare thing I'll never get again!
Okay, I might as well switch to the legendary 10mm I have because it's no worse at regular stuff than the one I already have, and it.
Do you have more ammo, or?
Oh, that's how you rank up this stuff.
Very carefully.
Okay, and I have another perk card to get. Let's see. What do we
Ooh,
get?
more gum.
Dead Man Sprinting, Lone Wanderer. Don't need that for right now. Licensed Plumber.
Now, do you get to keep the cards and use them later if you want, or is this like a one-time
Yes.
thing you pick and use? Which
No,
you want, and you can never use them again?
every card in that collection that you open up is available to choose. The only thing is you need to be able to have the attribute points to deploy it. Running speed when you have a pistol equipped. Okay, well, I'm using a pistol right now, so why not take that? And I have 2 extra points, so I can actually add that.
And this. And the other
licensed
thing.
plumber. I'm not using pipe weapons right now, but it's fine.
Oh, Decca said there was a thing on the roof. Did you get that? I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat. Sorry, Decca.
Oh, and we're being attacked already before we can even leave. All right, well.
Did you put a turret down?
No, but somebody else did. Decker did.
Don't you want to put that in someplace a little bit more advantageous?
The enemies that come want to attack structures, so the only thing they're going to attack is either structures that already are here or stuff we've built. So the idea is to put the turrets next to the stuff you've built if you want to save it. They will, strangely enough, try to chew on everything else, like all the structures that are in the area, like the cars and stuff. It's kind of weird. It's weird to see mole rats come up and try to chew the hubcap off a dead car. It's kind of weird.
Well, I was wondering, if you would want to pick a spot where there would be way more ambient garbage that they'd go after first, or B, you'd want to have that gun at like the highest, most advantageous position to be able to rain terror down.
In fact, what I usually do is that I usually build a big concrete base and then put a turret on top of it.
Right. You want that height advantage. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. So we got one wave of easy enemies, and it's like, hey, that you're done.
Woohoo!
And for that, we got a plan for a portable toilet.
Do you really want to be lugging around a toilet?
Oh no, this is a plan to build one. So basically, I just got the design document for it so that I could build one anywhere I want.
Right. But once you build it, do you really want to bring it anywhere? Its portability does not seem advantageous in this car.
I agree. Okay, scrap. Store all the junk.
I mean, it's not like you can use it on the road.
Now, where does that
Probably
show
the
up?
point of it is that you don't need a septic system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also don't know, like, where does that show up in the stuff list of stuff I can build? Where's portable toilets? I have no idea.
Oh man, you got to dig through 47,362
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
items
in
to
here.
find it. Is there no search?
Cabin.
Is there a search function? Is it alphabetical?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. There's portable toilet.
Porta potty. Yay.
Oh, that kind of portable toilet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something else. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Quick, lock
See you,
him in.
Decca. Run.
We've locked Decca in the porta potty. Well, thanks for tuning in. We certainly hope you enjoyed.
Okay, so let's go this way and before we finish up, see if we can't get Leibowitz his death claw egg, because that's basically just right over there.
Kuro asked, he said, just came back into this plumbing discussion. Has Fallout 76 really flushed itself down the toilet? Why, yes.
You know.
Yes, it has. But technically not a flusher. It's a porta potty, so therefore it's chemicals.
Chemicals.
Chemicals. Remember, kids, they're solid plastic, so don't settle for imitations. Okay, so did we get the thing that you wanted to get the thing of?
No, it's over there. So this is
Okay.
Deathclaw Island over here.
Right. Can you get across the river without drowning?
Oh yeah, you can
Dives
swim in
into
this
it?
game. Water is not death in this game. People
Well, thank
can swim.
goodness, but still
Yep.
there are currents.
Your Geiger counter
We've
going off,
discovered, yes, the water is irradiated. And
Geiger or Giger? I
taking
always
radiation
forget.
damage reduces your maximum.
Geiger.
Decca says he's already in danger, so
Yeah, that's
He
true.
may-
We're in caution here.
yeah, he may have got a little gung ho.
Gotta figure out where I put my Geiger counter.
Mine is in the shop.
My question is, what's the maximum rating of yours?
Mine?
Yes.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used it. I probably need to figure out how to recharge the batteries.
Oh, here we go.
3.6, isn't it?
Oh God.
There's-
I thought I was going to flank him, and he just came right over.
Nope.
Right over there at me.
He said, "Aha!"
Also, the whole thing is in Russian, and
It
Hey,
measures
wow.
Runkin.
All right.
Yeah, which means that, yeah, depending on the scale, and assuming that that's even accurate.
yeah, like I can read Cyrillic a lot better than I used to be able to, but at the time I couldn't at all.
I give it to Narc.
Okay, Deathclaw Egg.
Woohoo! Well, that was quicker than I thought, because I figured we'd be plinking that thing to the end of time.
That was why I increased the player produced damage, because I wanted that to be dangerous. Like, if he had gotten a good hit on either one of us, it's very likely he could have one-shot us. But I wanted to be able to kill things quickly, especially if there are 3 of us. I might need to put up enemy damage a little higher. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's fun to have, though. You gotta fix
Yeah,
it.
I'm not super, worried about it. I mean, considering how many and how long we're going to be playing this.
Oh no, I meant the Geiger counters.
Oh, well, there's that.
It's hard work.
I haven't been in the market, so.
I love it. Okay, so this woman is over here just, chopping logs, and there's like a ghoul like right there.
Well, my question is, why is she chopping logs that have already been chopped in on the ground? Why isn't she chopping down trees to then make logs?
Oh, now we know he's dead. He was a smoker.
Maybe she has a wood stove and is cutting it up for cordwood.
I know, but she's not chopping little ones that would fit in a stove. She's chopping gigantic ones that look like redwoods.
Well, if that's what you got.
It seems like a point of diminishing returns as far as her choppability. Now, if she had a chainsaw, it's like, okay, but...
Well, I get the sense that in this environment, a chainsaw's a luxury.
Oh, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure somebody must have one.
I miss wood stoves.
See, the thing is, in these post-apocalyptic nightmares, when people start dying left and right, all of this stuff gets left. So I don't think it ends up being a problem of not finding stuff. The problem is not being able to use the stuff that gets left. Because whatever it needs is either fuel, electricity, or something else.
Responders, priority alert. Looks like
And
those
I'm back.
damn wolves are on the hunt again. Forest Watch has spotted multiple packs, but the Alpha's whereabouts are unknown.
I gotta swim? But I just had some right away, man.
We need to find and kill that Alpha wolf ASAP. Take out the smaller packs and draw out that Alpha.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. That is a public event.
That big Alpha is a heap of trouble.
Didn't somebody prove through the dog demographics that alpha wolf thing and everything's actually not real?
Yes.
You sent me an island with death claws on it.
Now you understand where I didn't want to go. So you got me my egg or not?
Yeah, I got your egg.
Hello, that is a beauty. When you're hatched, you're gonna call me Papa. Here, those are mine in the bargain. Make the most of them.
Oh, now, since it knows we're in a group of 3, it did give me 3 stealth boys, so we actually have a total of 4.
I know I've heard that the lone wolf idea is a bit of a, not quite how things are.
Oh, I'm not surprised if we're totally misunderstanding the fundamental dynamics of many species, including dogs and wolves. If it's our one enduring capacity is the ability to misunderstand.
Mm-hmm. That, yeah.
Okay, well,
so now we got the egg.
Yeah, we got the egg. We gave it. The guy gave me 3 stealth boys, so we actually have a total of 4 now. That's the idea. Like, if you wanted to do a sneaky version of taking the raiders out, sneak into the base and kill them or do something like that, then that would enable that. Or you could just do that any way you want and just keep the stealth boys for something else. You know, whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, is it a one-time use thing or is it something that
Yes,
can you sell the
yeah,
extra?
it is a one-time
or-
temporary thing. They are a consumable.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just a piece of equipment you either had to recharge or to get fuel for or something, or if it was a one-time use. So now the question is, can you sell the 4th one since there's only 3 of you and make some
Yeah, you
money or
can, but
exchange
they're
it?
not like put it this way. The way of selling things in this game is either to sell it to other players through your camp.
I was thinking
which
NPCs.
You set the price. There are NPC vendors, but like they give you crap for stuff. Like the exchange rate is ridiculous.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's just better to hold on to
Yeah.
it. Now, does it break down to something useful?
No, stealth boys don't break down. Guns do, armor do, lots of other things like the typewriters, a lot of junk you pick up, but a usable item like a stealth boy doesn't break down into components.
Yeah, consumables, it doesn't do that. So,
It's
okie dokie.
amazing how my typewriter doesn't rust.
In the environment in Hawaii, yes, I'm amazed, but it's probably because it's so coated in oil would be my guess.
Probably part of that, yeah.
Yeah, keeps the moisture out. All right, so
It's the alloy, though.
anything else we want to say before we bail?
No, I think so. That would be it. Basically, just up the road is the place we were going to go to fight the raiders. So if we come back to that, that's what we'll be doing.
Cool. Yeah. Now you got slides for upcoming shows.
Oh yeah, what are we doing upcoming?
What indeed.
Well, the plan was to do some more of this next Saturday.
Woo-hoo!
However, since I'm just noticing people are fighting Deca.
Getting shot
Deca's
at.
getting shot at by I
let
think
me
there's
join
another
in.
legendary over there.
Quick, get the legendary.
But I would reserve the right to go to one of the other Fallout games if it turns out that one of them are particularly relevant to what's going on in the show.
Okay. So after the show's premiere, something comes up, you want to say, hey, let's see where this heads as far as the game goes, the tie-ins.
And I'll definitely know what that is.
Fingers
I'm probably
crossed.
gonna binge the
I won't have a clue.
series. Oh,
Now,
shoot.
is it being released one at a time or is it just a season at once?
All at once.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, it's an interesting fire.
Avenge me.
Jail
Narc.
is dead.
Okay. Wow. Turn of events.
How's
Deca doing?
Deca is dead.
Oh my God, they're both dead?
Oh yeah, there were multiple legendary cultists here. Hold on.
Wow. Killed in the outro. Okay, Narc, I think you might want to retreat, my dude.
No.
You're taking hits.
Oh, there's another throwable. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Is there a save? Do you have a save somewhere?
No, there's no saves in this game. This is gaming as a service.
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
saving.
So how do you quit? Do they just expect you to turn
How
it
about
off?
we leave off where we started at 76? That's where I'm. That's where I'm respawning.
No, don't respawn. Oh God.
I did.
Oh,
Why
no.
didn't you wait for me to revive you?
There's a
Oh, wait,
revive
I can't.
mechanic.
Oh, okay. It looks like I took too long already.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably why they're throwing Molotov cocktails on his body.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
I didn't expect you guys to go in and say, "Let's fight a legendary" in the outro.
No,
that was all. That was all Deca. I had nothing to do with it. I was shooting Deca, in fact.
See, this is the exact kind of thing that Funk would have done. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I can't. Yeah, I can't revive Deca.
Well, I appreciate the explosions.
Yeah, they were pretty. Granted that.
Some more legendary crap.
Okay. Well,
right.
Deca's dead.
So the idea was to either play some more of this, or if it turns out that like some locations or areas or themes or characters in the show are very relevant to one of the other games, then we could switch to one of those. So
One
say
of those,
Fallout 1
right.
again, or New Vegas again.
Right.
Or
Okey-dokey.
two.
All right.
Or two.
Well,
it could happen.
thanks for
No
tuning in. We certainly hope you enjoyed, especially at the end here, the Rampancy.net playthrough of Fallout 76 Custom Edition. Please feel free to check out this and all of our exciting adventures on our YouTube channel at rampancy.net. And for all schedule listings, updates, changes, and other fun features, please feel free to check out our website at rampancy.net/schedule. So until next time, I am Blackstar, he is Narcogen, he is Jail, she is Leah Crow, that dead person over there is Decca. We are Rampancy, and we certainly hope to catch all of you next time. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.